We're not like everybody else.
Are we live now?
We are live now.
Okay, cool.
Oh shit!
What's up, folks?
What's up, everybody?
What's going on, everybody?
Hello, everybody.
Do your job. Do your job. What's up, Mike
Oh,
G?
give me a break, Mike.
Hey,
What's up, Mike?
everybody.
Hey, everybody.
What's up, NBL? Dez,
Actually, I ran into a guy yesterday
Buddy.
from Chuck's direction, Frederick, Maryland.
Yeah, Chuck, he'll pop in these lives for a while, and then he does a disappearing act for a while. You don't see him, then he's back.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think he does a fair amount of lurking anymore.
Yeah.
He's usually around. A couple weeks ago, he sort of surprised me with he sent Tom a hat. What's up, Scotty? He sent Tom a hat, and I didn't even know he was in the chat listening.
Yeah.
I'm glad it was. Try to make me feel like your local hangout with your buddies, friends, and other ones. Good evening, Mr. Steven. Yeah, he said he was going to be around. I hope all of y'all brought some questions for Russ.
What's up, Steven?
We're going to try and get
Oh, Daddy Dutch is in there. My bad.
some questions. I don't see him anymore. He's changed something again where he's just invisible to me.
Really? He's still invisible?
Yep. Every once in a while I'll see him, but he was over. I heard someone or saw someone refer to him on Tommy's live, and I didn't see him in the chat. And I'm
Okay.
assuming you're seeing him now. I don't see him here.
I see him. He's up to comments a little ways.
It's all good. I had a busy weekend. Oh, still tired. And I slept in today.
I got up at 7:30 this morning. I knew my
Oh.
buddy's gonna be by here about 8. He didn't get here at about 8:30. We went.
I had 4 to 5 hours more on you. I was done.
Yeah.
I slept in.
Yeah, he just wanted me to go hang out with him more than anything today. I was telling you about we went and took his car hauler to get that old Trans Am, bring it back and stuff like that. But then he was like, let me go buy you lunch. I went, well, you ain't got to buy my lunch. I'll buy it. I said, but let's go. So we went and ate lunch. He ended up buying it anyway.
They talk about Dez's avatar. I was asking about your avatar earlier, Dez. I clicked on it, but I couldn't make it out other than the peace sign.
That's funny, Simon. When you said that, I looked up. I see the logo up there. Oh, that's right. Happy birthday.
Oh, okay. Yep.
Happy birthday, Simon.
I'll be right back.
But it did allow me to at least open up with my channel, I guess. Should now wonder if it is. Well, my sleeper is in my upper right-hand corner. But I of the page, not the panel page. I'm just seeing Simon's thing there now, what y'all are talking about.
What's up, Judge?
But I'm logged in. It shows me as being logged in. Good evening, Jeff. How are you, buddy? How does your fire act when it's a humid day compared to dry days?
I haven't really noticed no difference as long as I got good dry wood. You know what I'm saying? It's I've never noticed no difference. Not enough to talk about anyway.
Pertaining to a particular cooker or cooking in general?
I don't know. Now I will say this. I used to use and this is true even on electric smoker. If you add a water pan in the cold months to add like humidity and stuff, you don't have to do that like in July and August or even June around here because the humidity is so high. I actually tried to add some water when I smoked some venison sausage in July couple of years ago, and I ended up having to take it out. It wouldn't get no color. It was just sweating. It was so wet inside there. It could not get any color. So I pulled the water pan out, and there's just enough humidity in the air to where that sausage started getting that smoke sticking to it, you know.
That would have been a good one. I already lost it already. NBL.
Hey, Christy.
Pick up on me. Oh, where'd it go? Anyhow, NBL was wanting to know where your margarita Slurpee was.
I didn't make none. I gotta have a crowd or something when I fire that thing up. I mean, just one tank. It's got 2 tanks. One tank, if you fill it up, holds 4 gallons. You know,
right.
I can do a half batch like I did last time, but still, that's 2 gallons.
Right. Here we go. We got another question for you. If y'all would follow suit with Simon here, put the Q in front of your comment so I can pick it up as being a question. Russ, what's the worst cook you did for a video?
The worst cook I ever did, and it wasn't for YouTube, but it was for a video. I was being paid to make these videos, and ultimately I told them it wasn't going to work. We're going to have to come up with something else. And I had this bright idea. I love oysters. I love pizza. I'm like, why not make an oyster pizza? And man, that just did not work. That was totally nasty.
What's up, Bat?
I would say that was the very worst thing I've ever attempted that I had never done. And it never did make video, though. Never did.
Meat sticks, yeah. What's up, Moose?
Hey, Des.
So anybody else got any more questions? Please start it off with Q. That would be great helpful. Thank you, Simon.
What's your favorite pit to barbecue on, Russ? Ooh,
nowadays,
your best two.
Nowadays, it used to be my my offset, but nowadays that old hickory takes it, man.
Takes it out.
That takes it over my offset.
As soon as I buy my house, that's the first thing I'm buying, man.
Yeah, it's an awesome smoker, man. If you ever tasted the barbecue off of it, you would know what I'm saying. I mean, the offset does really great. Don't get me wrong. You know what I'm saying? That would be my second choice for sure. But for right now, until something better comes along, it's my old hickory.
Yeah, I would agree.
So that much flavor, huh?
Yeah, it's just the way, you know, I mean, I realize the Texas barbecue joints, they all use the big 1,000-gallon offsets and all that, but the rest of the country and the world barbecue, they're usually done on either Southern Prides or Old Hickories, that style of cooker, and they don't use them for no reason. They put out some really good barbecue, you know.
But what, I mean, can you explain it? I mean, what's the difference? Is it richer?
I think it's the convection. On mine, you know, it's that mailbox design. And the smoke and the heat comes up the back of it. There's a wall between where the fire is like, you know where it is on mine, on the bottom at the back, where the fire and the smoke comes up through a channel. You know, it's not direct to the food. It has to go over, and then it goes into the chamber where the food is. And then it's got these vents at the very bottom that go and turn and go up. So it has it kind of starts this swirling action like a convection. And the bigger ones actually have convection fans to really force that. You don't really need it on the size I got. And it's just the way it lays that smoke on there, man. It's not lacking in smoke. It's not lacking in smoke, and it's not too smoky. It's just perfect. You know, I don't know how to explain it. It's just really dialed in.
A Smoke Daddy has a convection fan in there now, but I mean, it changes the temperatures on there because it's got 3 thermometers on it. You can definitely see the temperatures jump around on it. But I'm just wondering if it, because of the circular motion of that smoke, if it isn't just like, because it's like layering.
I guess, and
just boom, you know.
Anytime you got it open, like when you open it, the smoke's always to the top. It comes pouring out, but that smoke has to go down to the bottom before it can go back out. But yet it's steadily exiting. You know, it's a real clean looking smoke. But yeah, like I said, offset it lays good smoke too. It's more of a through and out the top. It's just running over the top of it constantly.
Yeah.
But it's
I'm
such
starting to
good
fall.
airflow. It's not too much.
Before I fall too far behind these questions, here's one from NBL. Who were your inspirations? Was there, when you first started making videos, did you have any inspirations? Did you just
Not really. I mean, there was channels I watched, but they were all kind of new, starting out like I did. But as far as barbecue, I've had a few inspirations in cooking, like from the Cooking Network, like Emeril Lagasse and all that. But he wasn't a barbecue guy. That's just something we always did. I mean, that's a Southern thing. But I mean, it's not just a Southern thing. It's an all kind of place thing. East
right?
Coast, South, Texas, you name it. But yeah, I've had a few inspirations on cooking in general, but not necessarily barbecue.
Yeah.
Which anybody that watches my channel knows I don't do just barbecue. Actually, I don't do enough of it to even call myself a barbecue channel. I do so many other things.
Yeah. There's no one does a panel celebrate Cinco de Mayo. I did not this year, Simon. I've just been a little bit of stuff going on my plate this weekend. My daughter getting married and trying to get it cooked in before I had to throw a piece of meat away. So I did not have time for it. And like I said, today, after yesterday, um, all I did was want to sleep. I rolled over. All right, just 5 more minutes. Next thing I know, 2 hours had passed. So my body was saying I was tired. So I listened to it.
Cinco de Mayo, is that the Day of the Dead or is that something else? I don't really know. When you say celebrate, I know down in Mexico they celebrate that Day of the Dead. Is that the same thing?
Russ, I have no idea. I used to celebrate it just to get loaded back in my days.
Yeah, we've actually done that, and we didn't even go to
Just get
Mexican
loaded, that's
restaurants
it.
and load up on tacos and stuff. But
Yeah, just get drunk one day, just another day to get an excuse to get drunk for me back in my days. But no, I don't celebrate it anymore.
yeah, I'll be honest with you. Every year, it never fails. I'll find out about Cinco de Mayo after it's already happened. It's like, God.
Yeah.
I would agree with that. I mean, normally it's, you hear a lot of that, but not so much this year.
Well, I used to kind of always want to do a video around that, kind of like we do for holidays, do something like tacos or whatever,
Yeah.
for a video. And every year I'd forget about it or just didn't realize it until it was over with. Is the day of beer.
Yeah, exactly. A day of beer. That's what I did. Anyways.
Mexican New Year.
Right here
Oh,
it says that Cinco de Mayo is a popular holiday in the U.S., but many people don't know what exactly it celebrates. Cinco de Mayo is much more than an excuse to indulge in some creamy homemade guacamole or mouth-watering. Oh man, that set me up for that one. Dulce de leche,
oh, dulce de leche.
dulce. One more
Close
time, George.
enough. Close
Candy.
enough.
Yeah.
Do it one more time, George.
Dulce de leche.
Dulce de leche.
I
Cookies.
can't.
That's a cookie.
It can be a lot of things. Yeah, it can be cookie. It can be tres leches cake. Yeah, it can be all
Breakfast
kinds of
story waiting for you to told with
different
your
snacks.
places to learn more about this Mexican celebration. But if you want to really impress your family, that was sucked for a
It,
definition. There it is. Cinco de Mayo is
Like an NBL knows what it is.
Mexico's independence.
Yeah.
okay. So it's not the Day of the Dead. That's a separate
Uh,
thing.
Yeah. Someone said it on the
it
oh,
says, but it's not true. It says similar to 4th of July in the U.S., but it's not true. That's not the only all too common misunderstanding about the holiday. Why not
Randy.
brush up on
Stop
some
being
history?
hot.
What's up, Randy?
All right, here we go. Is another question. Is your Vivor slushy machine still in 2407 ops?
It hadn't been ran since that video. I was just talking about that. This machine, it's got 2 tanks. Each tank can hold up to 4 gallons. but you got to make a minimum of 2 gallons. And so I've got to have people over here before I go through all that. Somebody's got to be here to drink it.
Sounds like an
set up a
invite
party,
to me.
Russ.
But I've still got it. I've still got everything to make pina coladas with, and I'm chomping at the bit. I might just have my buddy Rob come back over here again, and maybe invite another friend too, and we'll just make a couple of gallons of that one night. I still got half that hurricane mix left.
Is that right? It looked good. It looked good.
Yeah, it was real good. Does a good job.
And then when at the end, it was that you were pouring off like just liquid from it, like it wasn't slushy anymore, maybe.
Yeah, I let it. If you remember that night we was live, I turned it off so it can thaw out.
Right.
And I just poured it into a pitcher and popped it in the refrigerator. And you just drank it unfrozen over the next 3 or 4 days. Me and Tarina.
Steve's saying he hates that you can't make Memphis. I hope you do live.
He hates that I can't make it.
Right.
Yeah, I wasn't invited this year or last year, so that's the only reason. But I probably couldn't go no way because I am going to Iola in July, and I did that last time. I went to Memphis in May, then I come back, and then a month and a half later I'm off to Iola. It's just like too much,
Des Silver. I started watching Des. She was doing some kind of drinking. It was burning when it went down, but I didn't watch it all. Stepped on his question. Sigma was a bottle. Battle Mexico and Battle One. Is that the one? That's not the
Sorry to hear that, Guggen.
What's that one up there by? What's up, Randy? Alamo. No, it wasn't Alamo. I was trying to think of the other battle. The Mexican battles. The Alamo is the only one I can think of. September 16th is Mexico's Independence Day.
Alamo is the only one I ever heard of that we fought in. Before my time, I couldn't tell you.
Same here.
I'm on my deathbed with the flu, so won't be around long tonight. Early. Sure it ain't the C word, COVID.
Yeah, Jeff just got over that again for the 4th time. I'm like, my God.
Damn.
You're susceptible to that stuff bad.
That's what Tommy was saying when he canceled last week.
Brother?
He had COVID.
I've had it once. I don't want it again. It wasn't terribly bad on me, but it's still, I don't want it,
What's up, Dutch? I can see you now.
All right, I got a question, Russ. What's your favorite protein to barbecue?
My favorite protein would be anything beef, really. I love pork. Don't get me wrong. Chicken. Yeah, I like chicken, turkey, all that stuff. But out of those groups, beef in general would be my favorite. Nice. Not necessarily brisket. I've eaten some mighty fine beef ribs and chuck roast if done right. But beef over any other protein.
Do you prefer live fire or smoked?
I prefer. Well, depends on what I'm doing, really. But if it's barbecue, yeah, it's going to be smoked. If it's just grilling, then live fire.
Yeah, that's a tough question right there for me.
Yeah, it is. I'm not going to say I like one better than the other. It just really depends on what I'm doing.
Me too.
Second time George. I said that's the second time George has been on my list of questions.
Well, I've been trying to think about some good questions here. I know a lot about Russ, but
yeah,
that's what I told you, man. I'm on here every week. I think everybody knows everything there is to know about old Russ.
That's all right. You're still a guest. We want to have guests.
Actually, there's things that nobody knows about me, but we don't want to go there.
Yeah. TMI. So, Russ, did you just get into the barbecuing, or was it just a desire of yours, or you just said, I really like this. I'm gonna play with it some more and cook more, or has it been something? Cause I can't really say I've ever heard you say anything about your dad used to barbecue. I know
My
your dad.
dad never barbecued, but my dad would go to these roadside barbecue stands and buy
Yeah,
barbecue for the entire family. We ate it a lot, but he just didn't know how or didn't have an interest in doing it. He was a businessman. He ran his own business and all that. And he knew where to go get good barbecue. But
yeah,
when I left home at 18 years old, the first thing I did was bought a hibachi grill. Remember the ones back in the 70s? They had
yeah.
commercials and little hibachis. I bought it just to do steaks with. Then I bought like a bullet style smoker and I've been doing it ever since. But I was 18 when I first started grilling or smoking, and I've just done it. Never thought about it. It's just something we started doing, and I didn't really think about much at all really until I started this channel. You know what I'm saying? And that's really where the barbecue come out. But it didn't take me long to realize that, man, there's not a whole lot. I mean, you go to a barbecue restaurant and you can get a sampler plate. What do you got on there? You got some brisket, or maybe some beef ribs, maybe some pork, turkey, maybe some chicken and sausage. They put everything they got on a plate, and it's like you're really limited to what all you can do. So that's why most people that do or call themselves barbecue channel has to do more than just barbecue,
Yeah.
because you're so limited on the stuff you can actually do.
Yep.
But I mean, you can put different twists to it and use different seasonings, and if you want to
I
salt
remember,
it, not sauce it.
I remember you saying something about your dad. He was like the seafood guy? I mean, he was like once a year buy 100 pounds of shrimp
Yeah, right off the
every year.
boats every
Yeah,
June. The little bay boats that go out, they have a shrimp season for them. Now the big commercial boats, so many miles out in the Gulf, they can shrimp year round. But inside that limit, only once a year does the season open up, and that's true for Louisiana, Texas, Alabama. They all got their seasons, and on opening day, everybody and their brothers out there on their little small shrimp boats, and everybody's got shrimp for sale. So that was the time to buy them because there's so many shrimp available. You can get them at rock bottom prices. And he'd get 100 pounds. My mom and my two sisters would head those shrimp, usually leave the shells on them. You know what I'm saying? Then back in them days, we didn't have like freezer bags and stuff, but they bought them milk cartons that had no label on them. And they would put all the shrimp in there, submerge them in water. They'd use that freezer tape to close it up and freeze it, and they would just stack them in the freezer like that and let them get rock hard. Always froze them in water to keep the freshness
right.
as much as possible anyway.
That's like you were saying before. We freeze fish. I'd never heard that till you said something about floating fish in water and actually freezing it in the water
Well,
itself.
they're not floating; they're from bottom to the top, and you just
Right,
saturate them with water. Yeah,
right, right.
and I'll go a step beyond that. Like certain fish, like white trout and mullet, they don't freeze well. But if you freeze them in the water you caught them out of, the salt water,
Really?
it really keeps the flavor in them. Freeze them in that,
It's a great idea.
which is a pain in the butt, but you could always just add salt to your water or whatever. But it's best if you take some of the water you actually caught them out of, get a 5 gallon bucket or whatever, and then you can separate them into smaller portions, freeze them in that.
Here's a question for you, Russ. The boiling pot you use what makes it different from the regular pots?
That's funny you say that because my next video will be using a brand new one of them pots that I just got in, and I'll go through that whole spill again. But basically, what they got a design on the bottom, and all it basically is like a heat sink. Most bottoms on pots are slick, and so when the propane hits it, most of that heat or half of that heat is blowing up the sides. You can feel that heat way up high. But with these heat sinks up underneath the bottom, it's actually absorbing a lot of that heat and forcing it into the pot, into the water. and you can put your hand real low down the pot, and you feel very little heat coming up the sides because it's capturing just about all of it. And for an example, the pot I got out there, the brand new one's 120 quart, half full is 15 gallons. That's a lot of water. If you took and poured 15 gallons in a regular slick bottom pot, it would probably take you 25, 30, maybe longer to actually get it to a rolling boil. Really depend on what burner you got too, how much you actually putting into it. But with this pot, and it's got a built-in burner, that thing will go from cold water to rip roaring hard boil in 8.5 to 9 minutes.
Wow.
Yeah. And the advantage of that is you can actually time your crawfish cook because or shrimp. With shrimp, you just basically turn off and throw them in there, you know. But with crawfish, you do want to boil them for like 3 minutes. And so when you pour your crawfish in, normally that just kills the boil, and it'll kill it on this pot, but not completely. But you put the lid on, within a minute, it's right back to a hard boil. And so you can actually start timing from that time, 3 minutes, cut them off, cool the pot down, whatever, and let them soak. You know, it just produces better product because you can really dial in your time on it.
Well, it's consistency, I guess.
Yeah, it's very consistent.
So
Plus, you can knock them out if you're doing a lot. Let's say you're doing 3 sacks back to back to back. You can have all them crawfish done in no time, you know, and you're done.
So you're saying you can shut it off. I mean, is it cooling down that quick, or are you still using that ring that you
can use the boil boss, but the way I'm going to do this cook, I'm not even bringing the boil boss with me. I'm going to boil the crawfish for 3 minutes. Then I'm going to pour the shrimp in. We're going to buy about 15 pounds of shrimp, cut the fire off, let the heat from the water cook the shrimp, and probably throw some corn in there about halfway. The corn is pretty much blanched anyway, but that'll finish cooling that pot off to where your shrimp don't even overcook. Wow. And it should turn out really good. But that's happening next Saturday, and that will be my next video. I've been chomping at the bit to get another boil video out since they do the best on my channel, you know.
Right. Right.
But yeah.
Scotty was saying here he thinks that your first video was Emerald's barbecue shrimp recipe.
It was. You're absolutely correct. Dang, you've been doing your homework. That's an old video. That was actually submitted to back in them days, a lot of people did barbecue competitions, and I can't explain to you what YouTube used to have, but they did away with it and made it real easy. It was video contests where everybody's video would show up on one page, and that's how the judges could go in there and find it so easy. You can still do it, but you have to do it a little bit different. But I did that video for a contest, and I don't know, I probably did 3 or 4 of them contests. Then YouTube took that ability away, so we just kind of gave up on it, you know.
Yeah.
Thank you, Bill. Rock it, bro.
George sort of kind of got into my my other question here is about the open fire. I mean, do you ever regret getting rid of that centimeter? Because I know you like open fire cooking.
Not really, because I can do pretty much the same thing on that pits and spits, you know. But I needed a better place to keep that than just out in the weather. Yeah, and I don't have it, so I sold it while it was still in good shape, you know.
Yeah, that was my other part of that phase of that. It was because it was a size thing. Because I remember the videos on that thing. I was like, Christ, man, that thing was huge.
Yeah, I've always been able to put any other cooker in my garage, but the wheel on that one where you lift it is higher than what my garage is. So I couldn't. Plus, I took the wheel off, and that ain't an easy task, you know, on that thing.
Right.
I kind of regret it, but not really. You know, I mean, it's too late now.
Right. Well, you have something else, but the other part of that question is that, you know, with this DIY, I mean, I think it'd be pretty cool to see Russ Jones come out with like a little Gabby unit, maybe.
Yeah, ain't no telling. I'm working on a project starting. I've got another project right ahead of it, and I just ordered a jack stand off of Amazon. I got to have to support pipe, you know, like 8 foot to where I can level it up. I've got a bandsaw, like a porta band, and it's locked in to where I can use it as a chop saw. I got to cut all that up for this next project, which is a prep table.
Mario.
I'm doing the video building it on the DIY channel, but I'm gonna actually show it on my cooking channel too. Once I'm finished with it. But I've got a piece of granite that's on the side of the house. The neighbor next door, the guy that, well, he went through divorce and ended up signing that house over to his wife. But when he had that house, he used to work with granite. He had slabs and slabs of it. And Serena asked me, I said, "Can we have a piece of that? I like, Russ, to have something to make a table with." Man, this is probably 3 years ago. That's how long I've had it. And he brought this big, heavy piece. I mean, it's 1 1/8, 1 1/8 inch thick,
That is
and one end is rough. Like, I don't know if it's broke the way, I don't know how they did it. So, but 3 sides is perfectly square. So once I build the table part of it, I'm going to get some help and I'm going to clean it real good first and put it up on the table. Then I'm going to have to buy a diamond blade to put on the skill saw, get somebody to trickle water over that blade while I just cut a straight line across, to square that one end up. And that'll wrap it up. It'll be completely built and painted and everything ready to go. Then center it up where it goes. And that'll be a done deal.
Yeah, that granite, they don't pick it up laying it flat.
No, you got to have it's leaned up like this right now against the brick. And I'm going to have to get it, it's probably going to take more than just me and another person. That's heavy.
Yeah.
It probably had to get 3 people on it, walk it around, prop it up to where I can hose off both sides, because it's so heavy it digs itself into the dirt that far. You know what I'm saying? But do all that, and then we'll get up on it and just kind of lay it on that. But I'm putting some braces across that table that support the weight through the middle of it.
So how come you don't want to lay it down flat?
It'll break. If it's long enough, it'll break.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good to know.
That's the reason when you see these glass companies going down the road, they got them A-frames that they stick their glass in. You can't have glass like that bounce on whatever can, make it snap.
Got you.
It's because it's coarse. It's weak,
Yeah.
They keep it up on its edge.
They've got this tape. I found it on Amazon. It's a non-slip tape. And they make it in 1 inch and 2 inch. But once I get through this table and got it completely finished, I'm gonna buy enough to where I can start and lay that on top of that frame all the way around. That way, when the granite goes on there, it's kind of cushioning it, but it also stops it from being slippery. It's going to be kind of anti-slip,
Yeah.
I first thought about building the frame to where it slips down in there and the metal's going around it.
Mm-hmm.
But after thinking, I said, I'm not doing all that. I'm going to actually let the table overhang it like 6 inches, or I'm sorry, 2 inches on each side,
Well,
yeah,
cool.
I'm doing that real soon.
They just put a silicone down, as what a lot of those guys do on those cabinet frames.
Yeah.
Put a layer of silicone.
Yeah, I'm not going to do that. This is flat and it's real thin. It's only like a 1/16. It's just going to be a little barrier between the granite actually touching the metal. Plus, it won't be able to slip, And if I ever moved or something like that, we could still get it off of there and stand it up in a truck or whatever, or U-Haul. And I'm gonna have casters on this too. I already bought them. What's up, Simon?
So I didn't catch the part of the metal that he gave you. Is it stainless steel, or is it just a paintable metal?
It's carbon steel, mild steel.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna have to knock every bit. It's got like a coating on it, and I'm gonna have to knock every bit of that off. But when I paint it, they got a self-etching primer I'm gonna use, and then just a black high gloss paint, maybe something like that. It should look pretty good, good enough. But what I always use for a prep table in the past is these little fold out white tables, and you use them a couple times. Next thing you know, they look like crap, man. It's like. Plus, this be sitting right beside my pizza oven, man. That granite is really great for like working with dough and everything. Where did George go?
George, I think his mom or grandmother was asking questions in the background.
Oh,
And,
okay.
and Simon is tech support. He just changed the avatar on the panel page back to sleeper.
Yeah.
Actually, I was admin on his channel last week because his mom wasn't doing real well. So if he had to pop out, we can keep his live going for Tuesday.
Yeah. Yeah, I ordered that jack stand and it won't be here. It says the 13th, so I still got a little ways. So I'm gonna finish. I think I'm gonna take the rest this week and work on that garage and get that wall blacked in and kind of make my little area there to do intros and outros with, for those videos on that channel. Little by little, man, day at a time.
Just a DIY channel?
Yeah, just the DIY.
So
I
the prep
made.
table.
You might have seen this on Facebook. I've already made a little bit of wall art to
I did.
to hang on the. I did that with a bunch of them gears I showed you that time.
I suggested you get a quartz movement, make a clock out of it.
Yeah, I seen that. But I did like with the salt, vinegar, sodium peroxide, and I don't know what that big gear is made out of, but it's got very little rust on it. It's got a little bit if you get up close around the teeth. I think that's like two metals, but it just would not rust, but the rest of it did beautiful. Gives it that patina look. And then you hose all it off, let it dry, and spray clear coat on it. It looks pretty sweet.
That was his choice, NBL. What else I got for you? I do like the idea of you getting in making like a Russ grill. I think that'd be cool for the channel. And then, so for both channels, really for that matter, it would play well for the DIY because you're making something and then actually using it on the cooking channel. It'd be two birds with one stone.
I'll tell you what, I told you earlier about my buddy Rob that's got that. It used to be a towing yard, but he sold his towing business and he had 4 different properties, but he kept this one. That wasn't part of the deal. And he kept 2 tow trucks, but he is no longer in the towing business. It's just for his own private personal use and for friends or whatnot. But we backed in there today to open the gate to back in. And I noticed, I said, man, where'd you get that tank at? He's got a propane tank. It's like a 500 gallon, but this thing is really big around, I mean, it looks like it's like 30 inches around. He goes, I don't know. He goes, I got it for free. Somebody had it down the road and I asked them if they wanted. They said no, so I took it. I said, dude, that'd make a sweet smoker, He goes, yeah. So we'll see if he's willing to part with it or not.
It's weird you're saying that because the same guy I'm doing some drywall work, they just converted. They got rid of gas and sitting right. He's got the short, fat 250 gallon tank.
Yeah.
Right there on the side of the fence. I said, man, that's a little bit of.
That might be what this is. Now that you say it, 250. It's not 500. It's a 250, but it looks bigger round than most 250s.
It's shorter. It's bigger around and not as long.
Yeah, that's right.
Anyway.
But it's plenty big enough to have your firebox and still have enough chamber. The one he's got over here.
Yeah.
It had a lot of rust on it, but that ain't no biggie.
No, that's no biggie. This one's pretty clean, but I think he's going to hold on to it.
Yeah.
I told him, I said, you got a little bit of gold mine there. I should have asked him if he wanted to sell it before I told him he had a gold mine there, but I wasn't trying to get it from him, for nothing. But I saw that same thing. I was like, man, that'd be so nice. But, I had a stick welder here, a Tombstone. My brother-in-law came and got that because he could use it more. It was actually his dad's.
You had a Lincoln, huh?
Yeah.
Red Lincolns.
Yeah. And he gave it to me. It was from his dad. And I was like, man, I said, it's pretty cool. I said, you sure you want to do that? Raveley, he's Louisiana man.
Yeah.
And he said, yeah, I'll never use it. But he had a need for it about a month ago and came over and borrowed it back. And I can't get it back from him. I said, it was his dad's to begin with.
Yeah. My dad had one of them as an AC only. And then back when my boys were real small, I bought a little Lincoln AC/DC, that Tombstone look. and I could do everything but weld aluminum because they did not make a high frequency box for that machine. If I'd stepped up to the bigger model, then I could have got a freak box for it. But anyway, it's really all I needed because even now I can weld aluminum now, but how much aluminum am I going to do? But I am
Right.
thinking about putting an ad like on Marketplace for any kind of welding repairs, small jobs they could just bring over here and let me take care of it. So
Yeah.
some of that might be aluminum.
So Simon's pouncing on the opportunity here with that tank. So if you were to make one,
It would be an offset.
right, reverse flow or
No, offset.
just straight
That's what
offset?
I'm used to. I mean, reverse flows are fine too. I mean, either one. But the good thing about a reverse flow, it kind of keeps more constant temps across it. But more than likely just an offset.
So I know that you really don't entertain the idea of making a rub because there's so many rubs out there. But had you ever really thought about maybe making it like a seafood boil, like the juice for one? Just the boil juice itself, like I can't think of the one your buddy Frogs has. What's that bowl?
You talking about like what Zatarain and stuff?
Zatarans, that's
The
it.
liquid crab boil?
Yeah.
No, I haven't. Now I've got recipes in here that are printed off that are my rub recipes, and I've used most of them on some videos, and I've got some decent recipes, and I've got a really good Cajun rub recipe too. But I don't know what all they do as far as making that liquid concentrate. That's some potent stuff. That's the reason
Yeah.
you only use a little bit. I wouldn't even know where to start with that, to be honest with you.
Okay. I was thinking that it would be something, up your alley type thing. I didn't realize. I think it would be maybe that difficult to get into. Well, it's not so much to get into, but to make. I was thinking
Yeah.
it would be,
Yeah. I have no plans, especially at my age, to ever come out with a product of any kind, like on the cooking end. It's overran with so many. It's hard to make a choice. A lot of times there's so much out there,
Yep.
and people send you all kind of stuff, and a lot of it I end up having to throw away that sit there for 3 years and it wouldn't even shake loosely no more. I said, well, that ain't no good. It's just I never could get around to using all of it. But
right.
yeah, I just don't think I would do that. My buddy Keith does,
Right.
and he did it with frog bone, and he swore
Frog bone.
he
That's it. Frog
yeah,
something. Get it out.
it was frog bone, but now he's got knee deep seafood. He sold frog bone, and those products are still being made and sold. I can buy them right down the road here, but he's got his own new line for knee deep, and it's all good. It's really good, but he about lost his butt on that first go round. That's the reason they ended up selling out, and he swore he was never going to do that part again, but here he is again, so hopefully it works out for him this time. A lot of competition, man.
Yeah, Barrio, I saw pictures of the Riverside in Texas, or the water levels coming out into the properties. Saw that earlier this evening or afternoon.
Yeah, SPG is good, and a lot of times that's all I use.
Yeah. Same here. I really use SPG more than anything.
Yeah. Especially on beef. Now, pork, I'll use some good pork rubs or whatever.
So maybe you just answered this question a little bit. I mean, at one time you even entertained the idea of maybe doing a couple little pop-ups, but because there were some things that you made that took into work that really did well for you, and maybe with Derek being out of the picture now, and you starting this other channel, that's probably long gone idea by now.
It is, and all that. I looked into it, and in the state of Mississippi, they don't allow pop-ups, and you got to have an actual trailer or something that's been approved by the health department, and it meets all the criteria. You can't just go somewhere and pop up and start cooking and sell. It's not allowed in this state.
So I know. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say that was kind of the end of that,
Yeah. And I know Derek is out on his own now, making his own money, and hopefully working on some type of retirement for himself. But
Yeah.
I mean, is there any talk that maybe someone picking up when Smoky Ribs wants to retire? Actually, I asked those questions in the opposite order of what I wanted to do.
Yeah, that's fine. I know what you're saying. I doubt it because Derek thought that was something he might want to do, but it's like I told him, he did a handful of videos and it didn't get very well accepted. And I said, well, people subscribe to my channel from videos of me making them, not you. And I said, I'm just not sure it would work. It'd be better off. What he ought to do actually is start like a channel on what he's doing now. Kind of like a DIY, but it's not a DIY. It's all diesel mechanics and all kind of stuff, automotive air conditioning. So that's what I used to do a lot of too. And he's learning a lot of stuff. I said, start making videos, get permission from the people. I said you could always go home and do voiceovers or whatever if you didn't want to talk. But he's out there by himself a lot of times.
Yeah.
So film that stuff.
So I asked that question out of order. I was just wondering if there's, is Russ going to make videos to the day he ends, or is he going to take some time for himself and get rid of all these deadlines? You got to have a video out. You got to have a video here.
Well, as of right now, that pot I got to do on that bowl, that's the only thing I got pending that I promised to do. And the prices of crawfish just now got to where it's affordable and the crawfish are bigger. That's the reason I waited this long. And after that, I don't have no commitments with anybody right now other than Pits and Spits. Every second month I have to do a video for them, but that's no big deal,
Right.
But
I mean, even knowing that you have to like you haven't done a video in weeks or a month even. I mean, have you ever thought about getting rid of even that pressure? I mean, are you in a position, will you ever be in a position where you think you're just going to say whatever, they have plenty of stuff.
Oh, I'm sure, man. I mean, think about it. I'm 65 and you know how quick these years click by. And next thing you know, I'm going to be 70. I mean, how long can I do this?
Yeah.
That's something I really can't answer. It depends on how I hold up. But I will say this, if I can get this DIY channel, because man, we got some ideas that might rocket launch that channel at some point. And It's already doing good for it to be such a new channel. That very first video I did's already got over 9,000 views on it. The first one.
Now, are you serious?
I'm serious. Now the rest of them didn't do that well. The second one I did, it's got over 5,000, but all but one video's got over 1,000. And people like watching this stuff. Not just my channel. I'm talking about it in general. That's what made me want to start doing it. And man, we get some of these projects going and stuff like that. Plus a lot of stuff how to do. Like I still got to shoot this video in my backyard, like how I prep my air conditioner or condensing unit ready for summer. And trust me, it's getting hot. It was like 90 degrees yesterday, and those kind of videos will be done too. And just a lot of stuff. But my point is, if I can get this channel up to where it's really ripping and roaring, I'm going to slow the cooking way down. I'll never stop it because it's still a steady income. You know what I'm saying? But I will slow down. I'll put way more effort in this new channel. But that time isn't right now. I got to grow that channel while I'm maintaining this channel, if that makes sense.
Right.
So.
I'm sorry, I just remembered I need to find out what my start time is tomorrow.
Russ, you and Lance look better at 65 than I feel at 49. Dang, Buzz, you 49?
Yeah, Buzz, doctor started to talk to Buzz, tell him he better straighten his ass up, change his lifestyle.
Yeah, it'll catch up to you. There's a lot of things I used to do I regret, and I feel it every day. But we'll see how it goes, man. It's the world's liable to go crazy and collapse between, stop all everybody's plans. Who knows? There again, maybe it won't. Day at a time.
Yes, sir. Now, do you prefer to use lump charcoal or briquettes?
Depends on what I'm cooking with.
Okay.
If I'm cooking on a Weber,
Yeah.
lump tends, and it really depends. If you got the big chunks of lump, it'll last a while. But if you're using like a Royal Oak and the smaller chunks, that stuff will burn right up. So I usually go with briquettes on that pits and spits, briquettes or wood, real wood or a combination of, which I always do if I'm using charcoal. But on a Kamado style cooker or a drum smoker, I always use lump charcoal because they're super efficient. That lump will last a long time.
Oh, I didn't know that. He said their temperatures really never get over 83.
When you guys get 90, yeah, they getting that breeze, man, off the Atlantic and stuff. I imagine it is kind of nice. Plus these,
Not 83. I need to move over there, Steven.
that's like Eric with two guys in a cooler. He lives down in Panama, which is way south of us, and their temperature stays constant year round. Like at night, it gets down like the mid 60s and
Wow.
70s in the day, year round. I was like, man, I can't even imagine that. That would be beautiful.
Yeah, I would.
That's what he told me anyway.
I'm still here. I want to show something to Buzz. Buzz, I'm sorry to hear that, buddy. But you got to get it straightened out. No doubt about that.
Yeah, you might need a stent or something put in. I know guys that were in their 40s had to get that done.
That 100 proof vodka ain't gonna do nothing but hurt you.
Whew. Yeah. I talked to Derek this past week, and he was saying that he had to go to the doctor. He was passing blood, and to find out he had like a bleeding ulcer, and the doctor told him what all can cause that, and Derek likes to drink whiskey and stuff, whereas I'm more of a beer guy, but he ain't got a lot of money, so he buys that cheap stuff. And I told him, I said, they don't call that stuff rot gut for no reason. I said, you just need, if you want to drink a couple beers at night and forget it. I guarantee you'll get over that whiskey,
Yep.
Saying it and doing it's two different things.
Well, it's not, I'm sure it's not easy.
No, but if you had a couple beers, you're still getting alcohol. If it's the alcohol you after, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, it's not easy. He smoked for years, plus he dipped. I was like, my God, dude, pick one or the other. And finally he got himself off cigarettes. He started vaping, then he quit vaping, and he still dips, but so do I. So I ain't, I can't really say nothing.
I want to show.
You're gonna have some addiction.
Let me grab another beer. I'll be right back.
I said you gotta have some addiction somewhere.
Yeah, I want to show something. Jay, hang around for a minute. I want to show you something. See if it works out. See if you recognize the name. Hey Jay, I got someone shared something to me the other day, and I thought you might recognize the name on this one.
What happened to Simon? I thought he jumped in earlier.
Yep.
Y'all see that?
Grandma
Sidnor's Relish.
Sidnor Relish. 1 bushel of green tomatoes, half bushel of sweet red and green peppers. My OCD just kicked in. That's 2 peas and peppers. Sorry. 2 heads of cabbage, 2 bunches of celery, 5 pounds of onions, 3 boxes of pickle spices. Sugar, vinegar, red hot peppers. Sounds good. Whose is that?
That's my family. It was sent to me, a bunch of recipes, but Buzz knows a lot of my old family members.
Okay.
His grandfather and my uncle used to do a lot of work together, and the Sidnor name was pretty popular back then. But
my grandmother used to make a really good chow chow, they called it. That stuff was so good.
keep it there, go on vacation and get out of the wind. You guys do that or where you are?
The people there would go.
Oh, that's for Steven.
It must be for Steven.
Yeah.
We don't get a lot of wind till we got a hurricane coming in. So they got them trade winds, that probably cut through there. Through Trinidad.
You're going to go to ER to get it over with? Don't know. Yeah, I thought you'd know the name.
Yeah, but they told him all kind of stuff to lay off of, and some of his favorite foods. Like, told him, I think cheese is one of them. I can't remember what all he told me. He's like, golly, man. I said, take your medication, just change your diet. I said, but as far as the booze go, swap the beer. If that's probably the number one thing that's eating his guts up, Oh, hot, spicy food. And he loves hot, spicy food.
Yeah.
And I'm like, just tame it down some or let everything heal. Then do it every now and then, Just don't live on it.
Well, so you sort of kind of already touched base a little bit on that as far as your DIY channel.
Mm-hmm.
That stuff that's up and coming. No projects. I know you were talking about doing a tail-end, car tail-end tables or something like that for a while. Or you talked about that for Bill, maybe?
Yeah, we're still going to do that.
Sofas or chairs or whatever it was.
Yeah, my buddy's got all the automobiles. He's got that private junkyard is what I call it. Now that he's sold all of his towing businesses or whatever. But he specifically picks out these old cars. He's got some old ones too. We're talking about 30s and 40s. But he wants to cut the back ends. He showed me one today. Matter of fact, I don't even know what I was looking at. But and I told him he never thought about this. I said, instead of building like a sofa inside this back end of a car, like a sofa furniture, I said, why can't I said, all these cars, you could probably find a really good back seat, like a solid back seat that would fit the dimensions where it just drops. He said, man, that's a good idea. I never thought about that. I said, and if you want to get it reupholstered, I said, it would be a lot more comfortable than trying to build something out of plywood and foam and trying to, it would look a lot better too. Be more tuck and roll with, with the curves and the springs under it and all that.
Well, good idea for sure.
But yeah, we're gonna be doing all that. He wants to build. He's got a fine home, man, not too far from here. He's got 2 acres, but he's wanting to build a shop in his backyard. And he's gonna retire in 3 years. He's still in his mid-50s. He's about 10 years younger than me. But I told him the other day, I said, if you're going to build that shop, you need to do it while you're still employed. It's going to cost him $200,000 to build the shop he wants. And if he does that, and I told him today, I said, man, you could put one of them little sand blasters in there, that you put your arms in. You could have a powder coating oven with the guns and everything, welding machines. I said, you could just do all kind of projects for people. And not really turn it into a business, just that's what I'm going to do right here. Cash only, I'm not going to go in business doing it, but if you want me to fix it, okay, I'll charge you X amount of dollars to do it. Shouldn't be saying all this live, but
I'm just getting ready for you to finish. And any of you IRS employees watching, he's just kidding. It's just
I'm just kidding. But just helping a buddy out, that's all. He's just refunding my expense.
What's this now? GoFund for who?
Just watching it, just seeing it. His daughter is going to a dance troupe.
Yeah, I'll donate. Let me go on the live, on this live we're on right now. Grab that link.
Oh, he would probably get a CNC plasma machine too. probably me having to run it because him and computer. He's kind of like you. Him and computers don't get along too well. You got to draw most of that stuff up in a program, kind of like uh, what's the name of the one I got? Crap, I can't even think of it. But I've got a program, but it don't do me no good. It just I can design stuff, but I don't have nothing. You'd have to have a CD printer or a CNC plasma or something like that to actually send it to cut out what you're putting. But you got to know that program at least good enough to draw out what you're wanting to make.
There you go, George. Say buy some rubs.
I see. Yeah, I'm on the page right now, but I'm trying to look for the link for it. So I can order them.
Stadium of Fire. I thought this was the link.
No, that link is to his channel.
Oh,
I
yeah.
need to text or
I don't know where the
call
link is at.
Manuel. What's his channel name? He goes by something cooking or something with Hojo.
I'm not sure.
Yeah, y'all know who I'm talking about. He's the one that lived, I think, in Washington, moved down here to Lucedale.
Mojo, Lep's buddy.
Yeah, but what's his channel
Chloe?
name? Anyway, he's gonna be there at that crawfish bowl next Saturday. Or he's supposed to be. I just got to tell him that definitely on. We decided to do it at Chad's. That way, if it rains or don't rain, he's got that back porch area that's covered. Behind his, attached to his house.
Is it Cooking with Mojo?
Something like that.
There's another. Always got him and the guy out of Georgia mixed up. He was another Mojo.
I need to text him, let him know that we're definitely doing it. I was just going to get one sack, and Chad, my youngest son, said, me and Cliff is going to buy 3 sacks. You buy all the fixings and the boils and all that and whatever shrimp you want to buy. I said, all right. So they're going to buy 3 sacks. We're going to do 3 boils back to back. I'm only going to shoot one on camera, But, I might show clips from the other ones.
That sounds good. Pulled pork sandwich or jalapeno kimchi.
Mm-hmm.
Another Iowa person.
Jalapeno kimchi.
The Quint's still in here. Dutch is still in there. They're both Iowas.
That ain't the Mojo I'm talking about, Chris. The one I'm talking about moved to Mississippi. Not far from me, about 40 miles from where I'm sitting.
It's cooking with
I'll get him to announce his channel. I'll introduce him on camera and just say his name and tell everybody about your YouTube channel, something like that, because I'll blotch it up. Nope, I'm not going to Memphis in May. Not this year. The only time I ever been there, I only went there because I was invited. I was just up there hanging out with the team. I'm not part of their team or anything. I did film it all on my iPhone and made a video of it.
Yeah, the other one is Mojo Barbecue.
Yeah, I can't think of it.
I thought I was cooking with Mojo, but it's not coming up. Mojo Barbecue is a guy out of Georgia or something. He's got great cooks.
Well, now that I think about it, I don't think he's even done any videos. But boy, he's eating this up down here. He texted me last weekend. Let's see, let me find his text. Manuel Rincon. He made this crawfish sauce right here. He sent me that. Like, dang, he's fitting right in down here. Let's see. Where did he go? Oh, I know what it was. They have an annual crawfish and country show every year right here on the coast at the Coliseum outside. Have a lot of entertainment there, and they went out there and hung out there for one day. I know.
Yeah, I'm not seeing his damn page right now.
I used to watch him on Saturday mornings. He'd do them live cooks. He'd have 2 or 3 cameras set up, and I would go in
Yeah.
there and check him out on
Yeah,
weekends.
he had Sparkle. That lady Sparkle was on there.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. Did he do a breakfast this morning? Was that him that did a breakfast this morning? Or no?
Oh, I don't
Uh,
know.
It came up on my feed.
I hadn't even been on YouTube. I've been gone all day.
It popped up, and I was like, yeah, I didn't watch it. But...
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I was like I said, I slept in. Man. There was nothing.
Shit.
I did all those tenderloins and everything. It was a blast, but I was feeling it when I got home. I was so damn stuffed, man. I was so full. My
What's
belly-
his full channel name, Bat? If it's the Mojo I'm thinking about. I'm sure it is if he was alive, because that was kind of his thing when he was up in Washington.
Isn't it Cooking with Mojo?
What is it? Say it again.
Cooking with Mojo?
Maybe it is just Cooking with Mojo.
Let me look it up real quick. Shit, there's a lot of them.
Okay, Cooking with Mojo. All right. There it is, right there. You just put a link in it. Chilling and grilling with
Yes.
grilling and chilling with Mojo. Okay.
That's it. Yeah, there's a cooking channel called Cooking with Mojo. He actually has a really good channel.
Yeah, grilling and chilling. That's the
Grilling
one.
and chilling. That's it right there.
Yeah. Okay. But yeah, he if he comes to our boil, he'll be in my next video.
Is that right?
Yeah.
So he's going to your house, Russ?
No, we're gonna do it at my youngest son's house up in
Okay.
Bankley, which is about halfway to where Manuel's his real name, to where he lives, Mojo. And
Right on.
it's just he's got a lot more room to have more people,
Yeah.
Plus, he's gonna have all his friends there, so I'm like, let's just do it at your house.
He's
Sweet.
got the covered area too, doesn't he?
Yeah, the back deck, or it's concrete, but you know what I'm talking about. It's like a back porch.
So the other question I could think of that I had for you, Russ, Chad, I appreciate y'all's participation. Because I told about that Tombstone welder. I'd still like to be able to play with something before I take my last breath, but with welding, and I want to be able to weld like body repair panels on my old truck.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Need a MIG machine if you're gonna do that. The gun.
Is that what? So that little hot box thing that you had gotten a while back. That's probably not the right thing to do or use.
You talking about the weld machine I just got?
Not the big welder, the one you got before then.
Oh no, that's just a stick welder, man. You'll blow a hole right through.
Okay.
It ain't gonna weld good as cold as you'd have to get. But them little MIG guns, you can get like a what is an 030 diameter wire, or 035, and most of them have a sheet that's like glued to the panel. It'll tell you, like if you got, let's say, 14 gauge steel, something thin, it'll tell you the settings, where to dial your volts in and your wire speed, and it don't blow through. It penetrates good without blowing gaping holes. I could do it with my TIG welder, but I'd have to pulse weld it, which that does have a pulse setting. It would just take a while. But MIG, man, you fly with that. That's gonna be the next machine I get, actually, just for the speed of it.
So they don't have anything like really cheap small. I mean, I'm not looking to spend
MIG
thousands.
MIG welders are inexpensive compared to like the one I just got, and it's really not expensive for a TIG welder. But you can you can go to Harbor Freight and get a MIG welder for a couple $100. Now you do got to have the gas, which is a C25 they call it. It's a mix, and that's what you run on it.
I have a real dinky thing I bought
There's
decades
grilling
ago.
and chilling right there.
There he is. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm talking about you, man. I was trying to think of your channel name, and I was telling them we're going to do that crawfish, and I told them I needed to text you. We're definitely doing it next Saturday, this coming Saturday, at my son's house, because he's got a lot better area, and we're doing crawfish and shrimp. So you're definitely invited next Saturday. And if it did rain, it's covered. His roof extends over it. So I'll text you during the week and give you his address and everything. But anyway, what's that?
I let him know we were talking about him. He asked for the link, but I need his email. Mojo, reply back. I need your email.
But what was we talking about? Oh,
I got another
Welders.
question.
oh, the welder. Yeah, you can get into a MIG machine way cheaper. Now you got to buy your wire. It comes in a spool. You have to buy your gas, and most of them run off 120. But you probably got 242. Some might do both. I don't know.
I need to pull that thing out. I know where it's sitting at, but I just hadn't done it.
Yeah.
Sorry, guys. I'm trying to get Mojo up.
I got a question. So, on all your videos, what's your video that paid you the most?
That what made me the most?
Yeah, it made you the most money. What video is it?
Well, you said on my channel page, it's my most viewed, 2.1 million views on a prime rib.
Really? Damn.
Yeah. But I've got a lot of other videos. I only got one other video that actually went over 1 million. That was a shrimp, shrimp boil. But I got a bunch of them that's like 800,000, 700,000, 600. That just ain't never crossed over, but some might at some point.
Right.
Not too bad for I would love to have more as long as I've been doing this, but it is what it is.
Yeah.
But yeah, that one I did, that prime rib, man, I got 1 million of them views happening in like 2 months. I launched that video and all of a sudden something grabbed it and it just took off. And then it got another million within the next year. It was on fire. Then it just stopped. It's like, holy crap. It's weird how something it's like somebody turned the light switch off. It's crazy.
Well, for my channel, shit, 200-300 views, it takes off, and then bam, it just drops.
All mine do that now. I might get a couple thousand, maybe 3,000 out of the gate over 24 hours on an average, and then they just tank. And some of them will start picking up traction maybe a month or two down the road,
Yeah.
and some of them just die on the vine. YouTube is different than what it was when it comes to that, or it is for me,
Yeah, and I haven't put content. I don't have the time. I want to put out content. I just can't, man.
There he is.
Gentlemen, how we doing?
I couldn't think of your channel name. I knew it was something Mojo, but I couldn't think of it for nothing. But yeah,
Buzz, I love that. If you could, I could check into them. The last price I got, which is way out of range, get them body panels. I like to get the truck fixed up a little bit, but
yeah, that's one I'd recommend for that
what's up,
kind of work.
Uh,
Real thin sheet metal,
we couldn't think of your name to save our soul. I kept coming up with Mojo Barbecue.
Yeah. Gosh, StreamYard has changed things that just are kind of like.
Your volume is way down.
Might be able to turn it up in settings on StreamYards and Lance.
Yeah, that's what I'm going to right now. Edit mic settings.
Is my volume okay?
It is
Oh,
now.
that is now. Yeah, that's good. I was getting ready to bring you up in settings here, but you fixed it.
He moved the mic in front of him.
Yeah. I love the birds here, you guys. I mean, I don't want to change the subject or anything. I just love the birds here. The birds are so beautiful. Kind of random. Hey, so real quick. So, you know how I remember my channel name?
I don't know how.
I just get a tattoo of it on my shoulder.
Uh, there you go, grilling and chilling with Mojo.
Bigify him. Can we see it one more time? Can you
One
bigify
more
him?
time, Mojo. I was turning your mic up. One more time.
Is my mic really here?
No,
Okay.
I hear you fine.
Oh, that's badass,
Look
bro.
at that. Yeah, that's cool.
Like that.
That's how he remembers his channel name.
Sweet, bro.
Well, how are y'all enjoying the hot weather in Mississippi?
Hey, it's not bad. Hey, how do I sound? Am I
That's
good?
fine.
Yeah, you're good.
Hey, you know what? It's not bad. The humidity doesn't bother me too much. You just prep your body. I
Right.
lived but it was a dry heat. So you just a lot of liquids, a lot of water in the morning, and
Yep.
so yeah, I love it. So I'm gonna be down by your way tomorrow again. Not kind of by your way, but
yeah.
how do you say it? Where they just built that amphitheater down there.
Oh, where's that at? Man, you know more about my area than I do. We don't ever do nothing.
Really? But
Yeah, where's that at?
over in not Pascagoula.
Oh, Pascagoula. That's my hometown. Okay.
So I'm gonna go down there, right? You know where the pier is in that little park right there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm gonna go metal detect that park, and I did it like a couple weeks ago, and I just wanted to hit it again. There was a bunch of kids bugging me. I probably had 7 kids surrounding me, and they always want to follow me when I'm metal detecting. And
Yeah. I tell you what, I lived right there on Pascagoula Street when Katrina hit, and
wow.
there was 2-story homes. The top story got knocked off and set down into the road,
Wow.
and some houses just got drove into the ground, cars drove into the ground, but there was people's belongings scattered as far as you could see. There ain't no telling what you're going to find, man.
Yeah.
I seen money and everything else laying there. We didn't dare touch it. I mean,
That's bad.
I wasn't ready to die and go to hell. I said, this is people's belongings. I ain't touching it. It was sad,
Yeah.
But yeah, man, that was horrible.
So is that your new hobby, Mojo?
Well, no, I've been doing it for quite a while. In fact, I just emptied a big bottle of change that I collected and got about $100 out of it. And just wait till it gets full, and then I turn it in and kind of turn it into my metal detecting stuff. And,
yeah, that was a pretty good score you sent me on that text message. I think you said here in Biloxi on the beach.
Yeah, dude. Like I could spend 3 days, I swear, straight just hitting that little spot. Nobody's ever hit it.
Yeah.
And dig change and whatever out of that ground, because I mean, I could stand in one spot probably for an hour just doing stuff. It's crazy.
Yeah, right. Man. There ain't no telling what's buried now.
Yeah, that's true. That storm coming through. How deep?
Are you talking to me?
Yeah.
How deep what now?
How deep are you having to dig to?
Oh, you know what? With down here, it's weird. You don't really dig that deep. I found a gold ring in my town here that was not even about an inch or 2 down, and it's been sitting there for a long time. For some reason, the coins don't really settle down because I think of the clay. I don't know, and then I don't know. It's just it settles on top. Like over there, it's on top, which is weird because there's sand mixed in with that.
Yeah, a lot of that's just sand, that blows away and then comes back. It's probably just right up on the surface. Rain dries it down more than anything.
Yeah. So next weekend, huh? This weekend coming up or the following?
Yeah, this weekend coming up, this Saturday.
Okay.
We're going to do it at my son's house.
Wow.
We're going to do it at my son's house. He's got a lot bigger house and places for people to sit and everything. And It'd just be, plus he's going to have his friends over there, and stuff like that. But yeah,
Right
plus
on.
it's closer to you. He's in Van Cleve.
I
If you
think
look at Van Cleve from Lucedale, it's what, maybe 20 miles, something like that. It's not far.
see where's Van Cleve? Van Cleve is
Well, from Biloxi, it's kind of northeast to me,
yeah.
and so from Lucedale it'd be kind of southwest of you.
Yeah. Oh, cool. So I can take. I'm sure I've been through Van Cleve. Sorry, Lance, for like talking over your stuff here, dude.
No, that's fine. We had a little quick interview with Russ, and like
Yeah.
you said, he's on all the lives anyway. So what else can you ask him today that you didn't already ask him in the past
Hey.
month? So,
There you go.
Exactly.
Hey, he's kind of a big deal, You know what I tell
Yeah.
everybody, Russ? When I tell
What's
I
that?
have a YouTube channel, I say I'm kind of a big deal, but I'm not. I always say that, but I'm not. Down the road, I might become a big deal. You never know.
Never know, man.
Yeah. So it's just, but hey, as long as you're enjoying what you're doing, that's what I gotta say.
Yeah, that's
Make
if you're
it-
not having fun doing it, then why are you doing it?
Yeah.
Mine started as fun, and I still enjoy it. I really do. I love creating content. Sometimes you get a little burnout, but you just got to take a little break and go at it again if that's what you want to do. If you don't do it. It's just that simple.
yeah.
Yeah. I love it, and then there's times I need to take a break.
Sure.
Yeah.
I should have put a video out on Tuesday. I'm like, hey, it's okay. Next Tuesday. And that's that stuff I sent you, that crawfish sauce. Turned out okay. I mean, dude, now what you made and I came across, that was legit. That was pretty sweet. So,
Yeah, I was looking for a video, and I guess I took it down. I don't know why I would have took it down, but I did some blackened yellowfin tuna one time, and I topped it with this crawfish sauce. And I was trying to find that video so I could send it to you to look at, because that was a better crawfish sauce than that one you looked up on my channel. And I don't remember how I made it, but yeah, it was, my wife loved it. It was so good on that tuna.
You remember what you make?
What's
Said you don't remember what you make?
I don't remember, man. That was 12 years ago.
Kidding, man.
Yeah.
How many videos do you have out, roughly?
I looked yesterday, 491 or something.
That was last Sunday's topic. That we got onto that somehow or another.
Yeah.
I thought I had only like 400 videos, but I got to looking, and I got 491 videos out of 12 years. And there's people been doing it 2 or 3 years, got 3 times what I got.
Yeah.
I've never posted more than once a week. And some weeks I don't post at all, like this week,
Yeah, so we'll say it's 500. Okay. You're
yeah. And very few lives on that, very few shorts. Most of that is long form content, But I've had enough quality videos that people seem to like to where it grew my channel, or not so much anymore, but it did during the good years, But I'm trying to do the same thing again with this new channel. I'm just getting bored with the cooking, I reckon, a little bit,
DIY channel, is that what it is, right? Or something?
Yeah, DIY is Skill Savvy DIY.
Yeah.
There's not a lot I think I got 6 videos on there so far, but I will be upping that up. I'm trying to get geared and set up to where I can really roll with it. It's taking a little while.
That channel's tearing it up, though. Aren't you already pushing 500 subs?
I got over 600 and
Yeah, that channel's doing great.
yeah,
So
for
Mojo,
no longer it's been up.
Yeah, exactly.
Let's
Are
see
you
here.
going to stay fully retired, Mojo? You going to?
I'm actually going to I need a part-time job because.
Yeah, you were saying something before you moved. You thought about getting a little part-time job to keep you busy.
Because I'm still young and I'm going nuts. My yard is pretty well maintained. There you go, 626.
Yeah,
That's great, Russ.
a little over 2 months. That ain't too bad. But I do have an advantage. I was able to shout it out on my bigger channel, so that does help,
See,
Is that a new channel?
You know what? No, this is my other channel. It's just the StreamYard. It's weird, man. I don't know.
That's your channel there, Mississippi Mojo.
Yeah, that's my other regular channel. I'm changing it into that, and I'm doing other little starting to do content in there, but I'm working on it. I
Hey,
think up here.
somebody drop a link.
What on that one?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can want. It's just like it said, Mississippi Mojo.
Okay.
So,
All right.
Are you signed in on that?
what's
No,
that?
you're not. I was
He's
just
signed
saying,
in
if you're-
on StreamYard, so he can
Yeah, I
type
was just
in.
saying, if you were signed in with your Mississippi Mojo, you just type 805 and it'll put the link in there for you.
Yeah.
If you're on the YouTube end, yeah.
So explain yourself then. So what's this Mississippi Mojo? Just
Well, see,
conglomerate?
so my regular logo that you saw on my shoulder here, my buddy made that logo, and he also made that logo for me a while ago. And it's a guy metal detecting, and I could barely stay up with my channel now versus like another channel. But that one there is just more fun, going outdoors. And if I feel like doing a live or some videos on it, I'm going to do it and just whatever. I have like old content on there. What's up, Mario?
Appreciate it, MBL.
How you doing, Mario?
I'm gonna copy and paste that.
Yeah, I haven't seen Mario in a while. Saw him in it earlier.
So it's weird being out here because I've always worked and have always gotten up at 3:00 in the morning, work all day, go home and do YouTube and do whatever and just constantly go. Now I'm not working and it seems like I don't have time for stuff. And I'm like, are you kidding me? Dude. So tomorrow, metal detecting, I'm going to get up at 5 o'clock, get down there when the sun comes up, hit the little park, maybe go hit the beach, have fun. But,
I mean, is it just because you're enjoying life now that you're not accomplishing as much as you used to, or
I don't
maybe
know.
at a slower pace? I mean,
yeah, before, you get up every day, you have a routine. I'm a routine guy, right? And you just, this every day, same thing. So you're used to your routine, then you throw your other stuff into your routine that you want to do. And now I don't really have a routine. I just if I don't get it done today, I'll do it tomorrow.
There you go.
Yeah.
But
how old are you, Mojo?
57.
Okay.
So,
hey, let me do this. I'm gonna open my other computer up so I can actually click on that link. I'm trying to copy and paste, but that ain't working out too well for some reason. Let's see. Let me go to this live.
That's a long link.
So yeah, I am that is so
Here we
fun.
go. Mississippi Mojo.
Did you find me?
Yeah, I got it. There we go. I got you. I'm subbed.
So how's it doing?
Did you look it up? Or did you paste?
No, MBL posted the link in here, or somebody did. Mario did.
I wonder how it works when you type in Mississippi Mojo and how that search bar goes. I'll look at it, another time. But
I'll do it right now and find out.
because my grilling channel, I usually pop up you type in grilling and it usually is like the 4th, 5th person down.
Once you get content up on them, it'll usually start showing up in search. Let's see.
Yeah.
Mississippi.
So how's Sparkle doing, Mojo?
Mojo.
Was it a couple weeks ago?
Yeah, there it is.
She's doing. I mean, I don't know. I don't know I don't go on the lives a lot, you guys. I don't really talk to a lot of people. I just kind of been hanging out, just in the background. I don't know too much of it, how she's doing, but I think she's been pretty rough, or some stuff has been going on with her.
Oh, is that right?
I
I had no idea. I was just asking because I know she's always on your cooks and stuff down
yeah, it's been a minute, but I'm not doing Saturday lives anymore. So I'll do a random live here and there. It's just Saturdays. Why would you want to do it on Saturday? You're taking up your Saturday, and you're like, no. So I stopped. And,
Right.
It's more. I need to get more content versus lives. You ever
Right.
try 5 years, 49. Did you win the lottery? Did you win the big mega whatever? Lazy, yeah. Like
No, I'm sorry to hear that. She's a sweet lady. She used to come pop in our lives every once in a while, but that sort of went away fairly quick.
Yeah.
But
So
she's a sweet woman.
So Russ, next door here, I have like 3 acres here in town, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then this house burnt down next door. Lightning hit it. I don't know if you ever heard about the story, but that's from
No.
that version. Burned it down. She was 82 years old. Her dad built our house, and then she wasn't there, or she would have not been here. But it exploded her panel into her house and basically burned it down to the ground.
Holy crap.
So she's not going to rebuild. She's going to demolish it here shortly. And I think she might have 3 or 4 acres there.
Wow.
And I want those acres.
Yeah,
I'll have
man.
it because that'll butt right up against me. And it's just right in town, right in Lucedale to have 7 acres. I mean, come on.
Right.
Yeah, man. Get that if you can. Heck yeah.
Yeah. So
I haven't been to Lucedale in a long time. I just don't have no reason to go to certain places. Robert, my buddy, was taking me places today that's just north of me, closer to him. I mean, he lives right here in Latimer, which is just north of where I'm at. It's maybe 10 minutes from my driveway to his, but we went kind of east. I'm like, man, I've never been back here. You know?
yeah,
I've lived there all my life, and yeah, it's
I like to
crazy.
drive around to the places I've never been. It just, trying to learn the highways. 65, I drove all the way up to Tennessee. It was a couple weeks ago.
Yeah. You
And,
talking about through Alabama? I-65?
well, 65 straight up because that's where I had to go. It was just straight up to exactly where I had to go.
Yeah, it takes you all the way to Tennessee. I have made that trip plenty of times.
Yeah.
It sounds like you've been pretty busy then. I mean, you're just sitting around doing nothing.
Oh, no, I can't not. I have to be doing something.
Yeah.
Like I was, no, excuse me. I was doing some stuff today, and then all of a sudden I see this video. This guy's got a live video of birdhouses and birds and different things, and I'm like, I'm gonna go make that real quick. And I put it out there on our pole and another little birdhouse thing to feed the birds. Bird
Like a
feeder.
Martin house or something?
Well, it's a bird feeder, is what it is.
Bird feeder, okay.
Dude, there's like dinosaurs flying out here, okay? Bugs are big, okay? I'm not lying. The bugs are big and turtles are constant.
Every season has this bug around here, man. Right now, we've been late afternoon. The gnats start biting. They tore my wife up, and then these flies come out of nowhere. These little mayflies. They look like a housefly, but real tiny. And they bite you. I think that's what was biting her. And then that'll go away once we get into real good heat, like July and August. You won't be bothered by gnats or nothing. But if you live around water or ditches, mosquitoes get you. But every bug has got its own season here in this state. But
No-see-ums. I cannot stand a no-see-um. They tear me up, man. I get whelps from them things.
that's some black gnats. They're not too bad right here, but if you get around the marshes, like fishing and stuff, they'll tote you off. They get so thick. Just get up in your eyebrows and everywhere. I hate them.
Hey, do you see what Steven says? You want to highlight that?
Yeah, he's talked about a couple. I was just going to ask Russ if you remember what team he said he was going to be with.
Have a team meeting. I think he said it on that last live we was talking about it, but I don't remember who it is.
I don't remember who it was either. That's why I was hoping you would.
Yeah, I don't remember.
So that is about 2 hours from where my niece lives up there.
Okay. I got a brother that lives 15 minutes from Memphis. My oldest brother.
Oh, man.
He's in Mississippi, but he's just south,
Okay. So I would imagine you're not going to Memphis in May, right?
Yeah, I went that one year, 2020. Was it 2020? Yeah, 2022. strictly by being invited. That's the only reason I was up there. I'm not on a competition team. I don't do competition barbecue. Never have, but it was a lot of fun just hanging out watching them guys. I went with team Hog Addiction, and
Okay.
they're into whole hogs and all that stuff. It was a blast. It was a lot of fun.
So,
Brian going to go this year?
am I?
Ducharme. Brian Ducharme, Russ?
No, I'm
He
not
still
going.
go every year?
As far as I know, they're going. They get invited. You got to be invited to Memphis in May, and he goes every year. That team does well. Yeah.
What's that place called down Hickory Hog? Have you ever heard of the Hickory Hog?
The Hickory Hog.
Yeah.
That sounds a little bit familiar. Yeah, I think I know what you're talking about. Done a
So,
long time.
whatchamacallit down there at that place? What do you call it? It is right here. The Shed. Yeah, you know the Shed.
Oh, the Shed. Yeah, that's close to where I'm living right now. I'm probably about 10 minutes away from it.
So Brad, first of all, who was it? Somebody was interviewing him on Blackstone. I can't remember somebody, but it was crazy. I'm like, what? So as they're doing their interview, I texted him and showed him that I'm Brad certified.
Yeah.
But I put grilling and chilling with Mojo on his post as he was walking by, and he snatches the pen out of me and writes down there, Brad certified, which was pretty funny. But where I was getting at is this guy in town here. They had that competition that they had out there last. He brings his full-blown trailer, smoker, his new smoker, full-blown trailer. Everybody there backs up. They just pull out stuff out of their back of their car, trunk, right?
Yeah.
Big learning thing for him. It's just, you don't have to get crazy to, smoke something good.
Well, you probably already know this, but the Shed every year does a big, huge steak. What is it called? The steak cook-off. What's the? Golly, I can't think of nothing tonight. SDS.
Yeah.
SCS. Anyway, it's a big event. I went to that one year too. Was invited to that. I did some ribs that we turned in, and the guy that invited me, he did the steaks, and then they have ancillaries. I think it was Bloody Marys was one of them, and I forget what the other was.
That's
a lot of work doing that stuff.
That guy's got his hands in stuff now. He has a few places now down there. That Shed's pretty cool, though.
Yeah, it is. I've only eaten there one time. And I was a guy that used to work at K99 FM country station here locally. We were talking, on the phone and stuff. He said, man, he goes, I know the guy, or I met the guy that owns this backyard seasoning. He's from here, and they've been selling that stuff in Walmart for years. This is a really good seasoning. He goes, why don't we invite him to go to the Shed? He goes, I'll pay for everything. And he was trying to be like my manager or something, trying to get me hooked up with him to use his seasonings for money on my videos. Yeah. Anyway, we went and ate. That was my only experience eating there. It was all right, but it wasn't nothing to write home about. It's like, heck, it's just average barbecue.
Yeah.
For them to be so popular,
if you can get it season thing, that season game, it's pretty cool because you're really not even doing anything because you have somebody making your seasonings and labels and stuff. And,
that's right. But anyway, that didn't work out, and I really didn't want it to. He was just, I'm like, man, I'll work out my own deal. He was wanting to make some money off of is what it was, but I did use it. He gave me some free samples that day, and I did use them. They have Cruising the Coast here every fall, and I shot a video on the beach. It's on my channel, and I showed that backyard seasoning. I forget what it was. I think it was those. It was beer. It was beer cheese injected bratwurst or something, Johnsonville brats that I did, and I topped it with peppers and onions. But I used that seasoning on something. I think it was that video. I've got two of them out, but cruising the coast. Some videos never did well for some reason, so I just quit doing them. They don't do good. Don't do them. You know.
Hey, Quinn. So how you guys doing? Lance, you doing good?
Doing pretty good. Just got my last, youngest daughter married off yesterday.
Relax.
They dated for 8 years, and got married waterfront yesterday. It was really nice. It was sweet. Enjoyed it very much. Nice guy, great family.
I'll be right back. I got to go to the bathroom. Be right back.
And what's great about it, I just found out yesterday that 90% of his immediate family, starting with mother, father, brothers, and aunt and uncles, all have waterfront homes. So it's like fishing all the time now. I don't have to worry about it. They all got their piers, but I'm sure if I asked, I could go, but
Yeah, hell yeah, bro. Take
this
advantage.
This place was beautiful, man. I didn't. There was a photographer there, and there's a photographer there, and it was my daughter's wedding. I had to cook there already, but I didn't really want to, take away from the moment. I didn't want to take away from the moment, because it was her time. But
Right.
that was after the wedding. That was just one of the little spots
Wow.
where everybody was getting around. It got really cold yesterday.
Now, where was that at?
This is called Tall Timbers, Maryland.
Is it that lake?
That's where they actually said their vows right there.
Oh, chingón.
I mean, turkey.
Thank you, mijo. Love you too.
So it was a beautiful place, man. That's his brother.
What's up, Troy V? Troy was out.
Picture of me. I smoked 24 pounds of beef tenderloin.
You did?
Friday. I had to butcher it and smoked it Friday, and then put it in the refrigerator. And I took my little Vibor griddle with me at the suggestion of Al Lunacy and Chef Jeffrey.
Yeah.
And did a quick sear on all the steaks. It was about 40 of them in total.
Wow, that's crazy.
And they were fantastic. They were fantastic.
I've never cooked 40 pieces of meat like that in my life. I've had a bunch of people over, 50 people over, and I had to do burgers and dogs and stuff. But who was asking a question there?
I'm sorry? How did the cook go? I just sort of kind of answered that one. It was pretty good. Man. People were saying that they were actually able to cut the medallions, whatever you want to call them, the filet mignon steaks with plastic fork and knives. So it was good. They were great. I really enjoyed it. Nope, I didn't. I actually left it home. I had to go to Walmart and buy a 2X black shirt so I could put it all over top of my white suit shirt and tie. I wouldn't get grease splattered all over it. But I forgot that I couldn't. I left out. Forgot the daggone apron.
What's up, Quint?
Hey guys, I'll see you guys next week. I'm gonna tap out. I got a night court tonight.
All right, George.
All right, George.
Thank you guys. You guys take care.
All right,
Hey,
bro.
too.
Keep in touch. We'll talk to you during the week.
Yeah, buddy.
But it turned out real good. I was real happy with it. His family's super nice people. Her dad, that would be me. His dad made a Southern Maryland stuffed ham, and that's real popular around here. But man, it was out of this world. It was so good. Everybody gets together. All the women. That's just. I'm sure it's like that where you're at now, Mojo and Russ. But they just get together, and it's just old family recipes of something or another, and it was just nothing but excellent food. I didn't eat one thing that wasn't great. I mean, great stuff, great
Yeah.
stuff. But that stuffed ham, it's sort of a common thing. I mean, it's very popular around here, and so they take a cured ham, and they'll take cut pockets in it, and they'll stuff it with cabbage, onion, kale, hot peppers, mustard seed, mustard powder, all kinds of stuff, and they'll wrap it up in a cheesecloth and boil it for hours like that. And you pull it out and just let it drip dry, and man,
Huh.
it's so good.
Now,
Excellent.
where does that come from?
Southern Maryland stuffed ham.
Yeah, because I've kind of heard something like that before.
Yeah, I think it's as far as like the Carolinas, but there's different traditions of it. Thank you, George. There's different traditions of it
Yeah, Simon.
where they have some people use no kale, some people use just cabbage.
Yeah.
You know, so it's different traditions to it all. 805, thank you, brother. But
I bet it's just the tradition. That's my guess.
Milkman Simon.
I tell you what I miss, and we've done it a few times, like traditional Thanksgiving dinners. Trina's real good with a lot of them old dishes like that. But coming up at home, man, my mom and the stuff she cooked, man, that cornbread dressing and ambrosia, and yeah, the list goes on. I can't even think of everything, but I used to love Thanksgiving meals, with all that big spread of food and stuff.
Yeah.
And we just don't do that anymore. It's just me and her. We went out and ate a few times on Thanksgiving, It's like,
Yeah.
it's like them days are gone, man.
There was so much food that it was crazy. It was just, I mean, everybody could have taken enough food home themselves to probably eat in the next couple of days. There was so much stuff left over, but it was just excellent food. Jay Buzz, he knows all about that stuffed ham. It's traditional around here. It's good stuff.
I talked to Keith Jenkins last week and told him I was doing this boil, and there could be a chance that he's gonna come down here and head this video with me. But if not, he said he was gonna mail me the seasoning to use in the video. He's pretty busy. He does catering events all the time, and I haven't heard back from him. But like I told Dorena, I said if he don't get back to me or don't show up or whatever, I'm gonna have to buy another boil mix. I'll buy Swamp Fire. That's usually that or Cajun Land or both. They're both two real good boil mixes. But I hope he makes it. I'll let him roll with it. I'll have to jump in there and talk about that new pot, but outside of that, he can do all the boiling.
So you said he has a new pot?
Huh?
He has a new pot? Is that what you said?
Yeah, this is like my fourth high performance pot, and I've got another one just like it, but Derek lost the lid to it a few years back when we had the sailboat. They boiled crawfish down there at the sailboat docks, and the wind came. Instead of putting the thing up when they was through, the wind came and blew the pot off into the Gulf. So, and the last two, even the video that I did when Jeff was here, I was using that pot without a lid, which is fine. Those high performance pot will boil with or without a lid. It ain't no problem, But that older pot, though, the one I was just talking about, it needs a new regulator. So I got a brand new, and the regulator's never even been hooked up on it. I got to get gas this week, too, at Blossom and Gas. I got a 30-pound bottle I need to get filled up.
Yeah, I do. Yeah, all my tanks are low.
Yeah, I've got a 20 pound that actually belongs to my son Chad, but I probably there's still some left in it, so I hate to turn it back in. You know what I'm saying, to get a refill or an exchange. So I'll probably take the 30 pound. It's empty. I own that tank, and I'll just get them to refill it. There's a Blossom right around the corner here.
What's the gallon?
I don't even know. It's been so long since I bought it like that. I really don't even know, but I'm gonna get it topped off.
it drives me nuts, the exchange thing. Right? It just drives me batty. Because
Yeah.
I was just taking it down the street where I lived and had it filled up, take 2 tanks, and at pretty much $1.99 a gallon. And
Yeah.
now it's 3 something, 3. I don't even know what it is. It's up
I
there.
mean, from where you used to live to where you're at now?
Yeah, it's a lot different. Yeah,
Wow.
there's very little places that will fill them here. They just do the tank exchange, and that's it.
Exchange.
That drives me nuts.
The Amish people actually moving into that. They've got tanks on their property now where they'll fill your 30-pounder up.
Yeah. We got Blossom Gas right around the corner, but if I go north up there, like where Robert lives, there's an RV park right there, and
Yeah.
they fill tanks. You can usually get them filled at any RV park. See a 30 or 40. It might be a 40.
No propane.
Really don't know, but it's plenty. A 20-pound bottle to do it, huh?
For like a grill size, there's 30-pound, right?
I'm sorry. Say it again.
The one for like gas grills, aren't they the 30-pound ones?
No, those are 20 pounds.
20-pounders.
Yeah, that's the ones like you take to exchange or whatever.
Yeah.
Blue Rhino. But the one I got, I actually bought brand new at Ace Hardware and went and got it filled. It's only been filled like 3 times. It was over Derek's house, and I got it back not long ago. But it's bone dry, so I got to hurry and get some gas in that thing before it starts getting corrosion and crap in there. Worst thing you do is run them completely dry. That's what we normally keep hooked up to the old hickory, but I'll be able to do a boil and still have plenty left.
So how's Mrs. Mojo?
She's doing good. She's in there watching TV, and she drives or not Biloxi. She drives to Mobile every day.
That was all right.
Yeah, so she's got about an hour drive. She does every day. So
Is it nursing?
yeah, she's an MA for a pain clinic. And I was telling her the other day, it's like if I work part time, it's just right down the street. It's like 5 miles away, and I'm like, man, that's 5 miles away. That's far away. And
Yeah.
she just came to the look. I'm like, I'm not driving. I drove many miles.
Yeah, it's a long way from Lucedale to wherever you live. Where did you live?
Oh, Seattle area.
Yeah,
I don't tell people here either, Russ. I always tell them. I actually know a lot of people now in town, so it's kind of nice.
okay.
I tell them, I didn't bring it with me.
Yeah.
Because it's it's over there.
So when are you gonna fit in that Bama accent, Mojo?
Mississippi accent. There is a difference.
Yeah.
There is definitely a difference.
Oh yeah. I don't know. I was told, because Russ, I sit at a coffee table or at a coffee shop down here. I'll sit there for 2 hours almost every day.
Is that the one that's got the scratching post in front of it?
Well, yeah, that they moved that scratching post though.
Oh, they did? Okay.
Yeah, it's right down in town here, and they said it's going to take 2 years for me to kind of move up in the board there, the coffee table.
So you still treat it as a come here then?
Oh yeah. Oh, there we go. Let's see if this works. I'm going to do something here, okay?
Yep.
So here we go.
Got it.
Dang, what happened?
You lost one of them already.
Yep, there we go. I'm back. Let's see if this works.
This Mojo channel doesn't talk as loud as the other one did.
Really? Do I need to adjust that again?
No, you're good. You was just talking low at first.
Yeah.
Oh man, got a hair on my throat or something. Dang.
There we go.
There you go.
I'm back to who I'm supposed to be.
Yeah. You can type 805 now.
805.
Yep, just type 805 in the chat.
You got to do it from the YouTube page, not
Oh,
StreamYard.
really?
Yeah.
What's it do?
There you go.
Yeah, there it is. Did you do it from in here or
Yeah.
YouTube?
No,
Huh.
I did it from in here.
Okay, that did work.
There you go.
Oh,
Mojo.
for the bot thing.
That cast iron pan you sent him. That was very cool of you, Mojo. Very cool of you.
Yeah. How's he like? I mean, it wasn't the most nicest cast iron pan in the whole wide world. I can't remember what I sent. So, Russ, I sent him a pan, right? So, what do? You go to the postal service, and you get one of those boxes, and you can, if it fits in that box, you can stuff whatever in that box. It's just one price, right? So
Okay.
Send him a cast iron pan.
There you go.
I'm sure that thing was banged up, like probably
Maybe
didn't
not.
fall out of it or something.
Really can't hurt it because if it hits hard enough and breaks, that's about the only way to hurt cast iron.
Yeah.
You got to wipe the crap out of it for it to break, but it ain't going to dent or nothing. It's pretty hard,
Yeah. Simon didn't get a fair shake out of a deal from another channel, and Mojo stepped up and made it good. That was very cool, Mojo.
Yeah, that is. Heck yeah.
I remember that cast iron pan in my car for I think like a week before I ended up sending it out. I think, but it was in the back.
I didn't
seat
even.
of the car.
What do I do? Hit this join the chat down here at the bottom in StreamYard.
Yeah.
Connect to comment, and it connects to. Let's see. Choose account. Okay, I've got 3 choices, and Smoky Ribs ain't one of them because Smoky Ribs is actually under Cave Mart. Let me try that. Okay. Oh, now I can pick Smoky Ribs. Okay.
The box was beat to shit, but the pan was safe.
Yeah. Yeah. I remember that box being pretty messed up. That's what I
All right, I'm good. All right, cool. I didn't.
Hey, is that Dave Russ? I mean, are you new?
No, it's like StreamYard didn't used to let you comment. There we go. Yeah, there it
That's
is.
what I was saying. StreamYard they've changed stuff. Like,
They have. I'm
glad.
glad.
Stream this to your audience. So I bet I could click on that and it'll stream on my channel.
It will. Now I have done that. I was on that live with Sam from Outdoors in Maryland, and he streamed his and I streamed mine at the same time. Which is pretty cool.
Wow, because I always wondered, and that just makes life easy.
Yeah, it does.
I did that with Smoking Joe's channel one night and got a copyright claim the next day. He was playing music, I guess, that I wasn't subscribed to, but he was, I guess.
Yeah.
But he got me.
I've been seeing that button down there, and then I click on it, and it's telling me to connect. I'm like, I ain't doing that. I didn't know what it was asking me, really, but now I understand.
Well,
that's cool.
That might be water under the bridge at that point, Mojo or Buzz. I don't know if that's going to happen again. Oh,
I've got to,
new owners, really.
I got to set up this new channel with StreamYard also because I do plan on doing a few lives on there eventually once I get my garage looking like I want it and
Sheena
test the internet.
You've lost hair, Mojo.
Yeah, I know, right? I actually need a haircut. I just cut it yesterday, and I need a quick job. It's horrible.
Hey, Shana.
StreamYard. Can you cast to? Well, yeah. So you pay for your StreamYard, right?
Yes.
Russ?
I don't. No, because I don't go live enough to justify it.
Yeah.
Maybe twice a year.
So right, yeah. I know you don't do a lot of lives, but you can put your channel in there, like multiple channels. I don't know. You probably
right, and multiple platforms too. Yeah. Yeah, I just haven't done it yet. I'll do it whenever I decide to go live. I might try it out here before much longer. That's what I'm gonna work on this week. Is my buddy gave me 3 sheets of OBS, like plywood, but it's OBS, and I'm on the wall in right there where I want to shoot at. and paint it jet black. And I'm going to get some of those lights that cast multiple colors or whatever color you want, and get some stuff hung up. And I'm going to go live from right there. But I got to get it to look right first. So
Right.
I'll do that during the week.
I just got what you meant by shoot at. I was like, shooting range in your house? I'm like, right, no, it's talking about when you're filming. It's a little slow here.
Yeah, my buddy, man, I sit there and told him, it's like he was wanting to know what I got planned. I said, well, I want to do this and do that. He goes, man, I got a whole stack of OBS right now. He goes, some friend called me and told me they had like $5 a sheet. I went and got every piece they had. He goes, I said, what'd you buy it for? He goes, just because it was on sale. I went, okay. He goes, how many you need? I said, three will do it. And so he gave me 3 of them. And then I was telling about that table I'm making. I said, I've got to get a skill saw. I don't want a skill saw. I used to, And he goes, hang on. He reached in his back of his truck. He goes, there's your skill saw. He just, I'll get it from you when you're done. He said, all you got to do now is get the diamond blade for it. I'm like, cool.
Yeah, that's pretty neat.
Then I told him, I said, I'm not going to have enough of that metal to finish that table. And he's got a stack of it. He goes, get what you need. It's like, man, I'm glad I went with you today. You hooked me up.
I don't have enough nails or screws.
Yeah. Oh, he's doing that.
Is
He showed me today, he's got a wall just slap full with all these little cubby holes of every bolt, nut, stainless steel too. And I told him, I said, I'm going to flange these casters to where if one ever breaks, I can unbolt it and replace it. And so it takes 4 bolts and nuts. And he said, well, let me know what size you need. So I texted him last night. I said, I need 1/4 inch, 3/4 inch long with a flat washer and a lock washer and a nut. He goes, gotcha. I said, I don't need them now because I've still got to build it and completely paint it. Then I'll bolt the casters on,
Yeah. That's great to have friends like that.
Oh, he's the best. We date back 30 plus years. I used to work with him all the time. He was my pipe fitter back in them days, and I was his welder. And but he got into management years ago. He only pipe fitted just a little over his apprenticeship. Next thing you know, he was wearing a boss's hat, good guy. But he's owned a towing business in the past, had 5 different locations for this one business, and he sold the business. And but he did keep one rollback tow truck, one regular tow truck, and he kept his property right up the road, but everything else got sold.
Simon, what do you need a truck for? Yesterday you said I told you that Sheena was getting ready to sell a piece of amethyst.
Oh, he's talking about me. I need a truck. He could probably hook me up with a truck too. Yeah. You need a truck? Here, have a truck, Russ.
Last night he needed to save money. I told him about that amethyst, and then I saw the thing about the truck, and I'm like, what?
Yeah.
Are you talking about the Hemp Fest that was down there in Biloxi? Is that what you said, Lance? Hemp Fest?
Sir, no, no, amethyst.
Oh, amethyst. Yeah, I went to. That's why I went metal detect that place in Biloxi. It was after the Hemp Fest they had down. Look at something. Maybe you know this place.
So Mojo, when you first got there, you did a tour of the house, and there was like this cellar room or something underneath the house. What did that end up being? Just a basement, or is it an actual cellar?
It's my fallout shelter that's connected to my basement.
Okay.
It's kind of a rarity here because of the water.
Yeah, that's very rare because most homes here does not have basements, cellars, or nothing. Now the old Jeff Davis home on the beach, Boulevard place, that's got a full size cellar up under it. I've been in it. They do tours through that, or used to. Yeah.
So they have it sealed up pretty well then. But that would be a trip down there, man.
I hadn't been to it since I was in grade school, but we did a field trip one time in school, and they had all kind of artifacts from Jefferson Davis, and they even had in some cellophane plastic or whatever it was, had some of his actual hair, and stuff like that. And really cool stuff from like the Civil War era or whatever.
Yeah.
Really
That's cool.
interesting. It's
That
the old
Self
plantation.
Mojo has, or that Fallout Shelter Mojo has, that ain't small. That was a pretty good sized room.
Yeah, it's actually Russ. It's crazy because there's basically 2 rooms down there. I have it, and it's my air condition and heater will blow down there too.
Yeah.
But still, it's the moisture is just ridiculous.
Oh, I
But,
can imagine. Yeah.
had a bathroom, a kitchen, the whole 9 yards down there. It was great. It's crazy. It's huge. It's my shop is what I use it for.
It's all underground though, huh?
It's all underground.
Well, I tell you what, if
Windows that are stacked up by the ceiling. It's all concrete, really thick concrete, and then brick side walls or something.
yeah,
But concrete too. But
that's
and
good to
then-
have though, because if we ever get into like a apocalyptic era or something like that, man, I would want one. What's your address? No, I'm just thinking.
right. It had like the air intake and outtake on it too. So when he had it set up, he had it hooked up all big time. It's crazy.
That's man. How old is that house? That must date back.
It was built in 1956 or something like that.
Oh wow, that's cool.
Damn,
you bet
Russ,
one thing,
older
it's
than
built
you.
right. That's like my dad. The house I grew up in was built in World War II era. It was a Navy home, is what they call them. The Pascagoula is flooded with them. That if y'all watch that old Jimmy Buffett video I did, that house that he lived in, that was a Navy home. That whole era was built by the government. But those 2x4s that's inside the walls and in the attic, they are actually 2x4. Not 3.5 by 3.5 or whatever it is, or 1.5 by. They're real rough cut. I mean, some heartwood. It's like dang, well built. They stood every hurricane.
Yeah, so
withstood.
The top of it, is where I have my barbecue area outside.
Yeah,
and then a little workout bench because it's concrete right there on the ground, and then of course the down way below is that whole thing.
Right.
But it's definitely a trip, and I have stairs that go up to nowhere on it, and, as part of it, because before that was built, you used to go down that, and it used to be a barbecuing area, or was going to be a garage or something.
Okay.
Yeah,
that's cool.
It's just
That's
there's like crazy stories on it.
Yeah.
How
big is it?
What did the stairs do? It went down lower. The stairs went down lower.
No, they go up to nowhere because it used to be when you step down into the barbecue or whatever or something like that. If I understood him right, but you said you turned it into your workshop.
Yeah, it's my workshop is what it is.
Well, that's cool.
Yeah,
yeah. When I was up in right, when I was up in Illinois, that's first time I ever seen a house with a basement. Everybody's got them up there, And Derek stayed in the basement. We all stayed up in the house, but it was kind of damp up there. But what I remember the most about it, they had these dark colored crickets, and them crickets would be all up in that basement, man.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
What's Mojo doing?
This is the my camera that I have set up in the back, and it's up from above. So that goes enters that
enlarge it, Lance.
So you can it's kind of hard to see it, but that's the entrance to my fallout shelter.
Okay. Nice.
Where?
But it's it's something else. It's a
That's
trip.
Cool.
It is. It's pretty neat. Anytime you have a basement or anything down, you're gonna have those moisture problems.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I don't think back then they thought about moisture barriers and all that stuff, like we do nowadays. But even them basements up there in Illinois, you could just feel the moisture in there. Sometimes you'd see the water actually seeping through the block, like they were made out of cinder blocks or whatever.
So do you have like a dehumidifier or anything running there, or just
no? I wouldn't put one down there because I couldn't keep an eye on it. It would just go on and have to change it out every day.
Yeah. If you're just using it
Put
for
a little,
art
put a
shop,
little AC condensation pump and let it pump it out.
It's not real bad. It's like
Okay.
right now I have my windows open because it's kind of warm, but once it gets really hot and humid, I'm going to shut my windows down.
yeah.
And like the heat will go and the air conditioner will blow down there, but it'll mold. That mold will get built up easy.
Yeah. If you got a return duct down there for your air conditioner, that'll dehumidify a lot of that air
Right.
automatically. But if it don't have a return, if it's just pumping it in, then it's not, unless you put like a window unit or something in there,
Yeah, it's air movement.
Those things, window units are expensive to run though, man. Them things that eat you up in power bills.
Yeah. I mean, a regular air conditioner going 24/7 out here when it's like 100 degrees and whatever humidity, but I don't pay the electric bill, so
yeah. My electric's fixing to go up. It's been real good. It hadn't got over $120 a month all winter long, but it's fixing to get up to like 200, and it'll max out about 250 a month. I got a pretty new air conditioner. Matter of fact, that's one video I want to do is go out there and clean that condensing coil and show how to really keep it running efficient, lower power bills, better cooling, and longevity of the unit itself.
So
that's the outdoor unit.
It's an outdoor condensing unit.
Yeah,
I have both. I got an indoor evaporator. It's in the garage, and you seen that where I plumb that condensate? That's the indoor unit. That's the furnace and evaporator, and right behind that wall is the condensing unit, and all the duct work goes all through the house to every room.
I had a guy come and did that one. He used it was simple green. Just an air pump bottle, hit them coils outside.
Yeah.
And then just like sprayed it with a little bit of water, and it made it activate that simple green where it foamed up.
Yeah.
And it pushed everything out of them coils. Is that
that foaming action will do that? But mine doesn't need it.
You want to be careful using stuff.
Yeah, you got to be careful. Hang on a second. Let me show you.
Yeah, I would never put anything else on those things. There's like a special cleaner you can use, or you just use water. You got to be careful because it'll damage it. It'll mess them up.
Oh yeah, no, I wouldn't do anything myself. But I asked when he sprayed it, I smelled this. That just smells like simple green. He said, "Yeah."
Here it is.
Oh, I would never put simple green on there.
And then just turn on the water.
Yeah. So look at that. Nice. So Russ bought that. That's specially made for cleaning them, I do believe. Isn't that specially made to clean them?
Yeah, this is a coil cleaner.
Yes.
And it's got a little dial here, and you can change it from 3 to 1, 4 to 1, 6 to 1, 9 to 1, or 10 to 1 ratio. You take your chemical and pour it just into the bottle, and then your water hooks up to your hose, and as it sprays out, it sucks up. Depending on where you got that dial set, if you want 10 to 1, if I was to use mine this year, I would do 10 to 1. I just want very little chemical on it, because if you don't need it, don't use it. But if it gets really clogged up bad, you need to add that chemical. But this is a blue. They reckon this is a 3 to 1 dilution, but I would still do 10 to 1. But anyway, you have your water go through it, and it siphons out just the right amount mixed with the water, and it's just foaming right from the get-go. Then you can do this quick disconnect and then spray it all out, But cool. I don't want to use it on this video, but I am going to show it because I don't want to put no chemical on this brand new unit. It's only a year and a half old, but it does need cleaning because condensing units aren't filtered like an evaporator. It's constantly pulling air into the coil and out the top, So, yeah.
Yeah. Because I just had mine serviced, and I wanted to watch this guy, everything he did. So I have a blower down in the basement, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he pulls off the panels, and then when you put them back on, he didn't align them correctly. So you got a gap up here. He's just go ahead and just screwing these screws in, And I looked at the boat out and I said, I already told you I'm not here to watch what you're doing, but you need to take that off again.
Yeah.
And then I showed him, and it just kind of like laid into place like it's supposed to.
Right.
And then
that's good though. He'll be more attentive to it in the future,
Yeah, he's a good kid. He was a nice kid. And then the caps for the Freon goes into.
Yeah.
There's 2 caps. Yeah, he forgot to put the caps on. Then he said, "Oh, I forgot to put them on," and he went over to put them on. Well, he just put one teeny little tooth on one, and the other one was laying down on the ground.
No.
So I went over there and put those 2 caps on, and
yeah, they got little rubber seals in there. And in the event your Schrader valve was barely leaking or something, if you torque that down, that rubber seal stops it from actually leaking, because Schrader valves are notorious for developing leaks. Anyway, once you tie your gauges into it and insert that, it don't always seal when it pops back out,
Right. Yeah, so everything he did, the only thing I can't do, of course, is the Freon stuff. I don't even know what they use anymore. They've changed it so many different things.
Yeah, mine is the R410A, and it's phasing out too. They're going to phase it out. I just recently got my universal EPA 608 license to where I can buy my own Freon, any kind that's on the planet. And I got gauges. I'm fully capable of, doing everything on the air. I used to do that, but
what does that stuff cost you there?
It's expensive. Freaking,
I'm sure.
For just a regular size, what is it, 30-pound bottle or 25-pound bottle?
$300.
410A is $300 something.
Yeah.
And I was watching Eric's video on that freeze dryer. Probably he had $80 for that tank in Panama. Golly, I would stock up on that, but I don't want to stock up. I do need to buy some just to have, but I don't want to stock up because they are fading that out eventually. But it's going to get harder and harder to buy. Each year they're going to drop production by so many % until they finally phase it out. So every year it's going to go up in price, not down.
So you don't think that they'll have some type of a substitute that will?
Yeah, they already got a substitute, and as of this year, newer units are going to this new substitute, and it's more flammable.
That will also be able to be used on the old units.
It's not a drop-in. No, you can't use it. But like my unit, if I take care of it, could last 20 years. So 410A might be getting phased out in the future, but that don't mean they won't keep selling it. It's just going to cost $800 to $1,000 for a can of it. What they do is they reclaim it, or pull it out of the systems, recover it, take it to a reclaimer. They filter it and clean it up and resell it until eventually there's no more equipment around that depends on it. And once it reaches that, it's no longer available. Like R22, the older Freon, you can still buy it, but it's around $800 for that tank, tank. And, but there's still units running that were put in right before they started this phase out that could last another 5, 10, 15 years. So it'll be available till then, but they cannot create no new. It's only recovered stuff that's cleaned up and recycled. But that's how that works. They get top dollar for it too.
I still got a couple of 1 pound, I think 3 1 pound cans.
And, of the R22?
In my oil additive cabinet, yeah.
Okay. I'll tell you another one they're phasing out. I got a few small cans, which anybody can buy R134A. Anybody can buy up to 2 pounds of it for your automobile. But they started phasing that out in 2019, and that's the year my car is, but it is 134A. That's going to be around for a while, but it's getting replaced with a different refrigerant, All of them are. What happened, they got rid of the ones that they were blaming that they were blaming the ozone layer on, but a lot of them that they replaced it with have a high global warming potential. So now they're battling the global warming potential of the refrigerants. So they're going to really something that's actually more flammable, but not like you think. Yeah, it's flammable, but it had to be engulfed in a flame to really do anything severe. It's not that dangerous is what I'm trying to say. It's not like propane, which propane can be a refrigerant too. You know, all kind of things can be. Water can actually be a refrigerant. Anything that can change states can be used as a refrigerant. They can go from a liquid to a solid to a gas. You know.
I think that's
They
what
have.
Amish they use. I think pretty sure it's kerosene that converts into a refrigerant.
If it can gas off, it can be used as a refrigerant.
Well, they have refrigerators that run off of propane.
Yep, they sure do. Yep.
It's
And I'll tell you how some of them work. The ones for like RVs, the propane is just to start a little flame, and it heats this tube up that's got like ammonia in it, and it makes it rise. Then gravity feeds it back down through these coils, and that's what starts that refrigeration process. But it can get down to freezing temperatures, or at least refrigeration temperatures. You know, that's what a lot of the older RVs used, or maybe still new. I don't know. If there's anybody out there with RVs, they probably know what I'm talking about. But that propane keeps that little flame going. You know.
yeah. That little camper we had both propane or electric. That was
Yeah.
trouble.
Yep.
Or 110. In fact,
Pretty
so
cool, really. I always got into all that, man. Just the science behind it, you know.
Yeah.
That's the reason I did it. It just intrigued me, just how all that worked, you know, or works. You know, telling what they'll have in 100 years from now. That'd be old. That'd be old technology, you know.
Or should you say 20? 20
Yeah,
years.
20. Yeah, you're right. Because technology is duplicating itself every few years. It seems like.
You know, because if you think about it, I mean, they can come up with something that is just crazy, that's good for the planet or whatever,
Yeah,
and it is a coolant and whatever, you know.
sure.
Because, I mean,
Well, you know, go ahead. I'm sorry.
no, I was just saying, I mean, we can, you know, replace
Yeah.
organs in our body and all kinds of different things, and that's, you know, that's just technology. It's all there.
It is.
Everything around us. I mean, before we used to have TVs that were inside. You know, you have a big old shelf that you put it on, and all this
Yeah.
big furniture now. And now it's everything's being obsolete. We don't need all this furniture.
No.
TVs hang on the wall. You know, our big stereo systems that were huge. You know, now it's
you can watch movies on your
Yeah.
phone, or you
This
can
is
watch
my
them.
computer.
I don't know if the smartphones, if you can actually watch videos or not, but
On
you
your-
definitely do it on your phone. I've never had to watch, so I don't know.
So yeah, I have everything on here that I have here. You know,
Yeah,
I
right.
mean, it's crazy. Technology is nuts, and I always used to just stay up with it. And now it just drives me nuts because
Yeah.
so much.
I'm not really a believer in UFOs or anything like that, but I have watched a lot of these shows, and one thing that they were talking about, and it makes me think that the technology, if it doesn't already exist from another planet or whatever, it maybe could, but these craft that they fly in on, they make no noise. They're like nyum, nyum, but they were saying it's got something to do with the pull of the gravity, and it's like an anti-gravity thing that propels them. It's not really a propulsion system like we're used to with jet fuel and everything. Yeah. It's just really way out there, and it's like, dang, man, I wonder if that's even possible. You know, could be.
I guess Boeing. Go ahead, Lance. Sorry.
I'm still trying to catch up with electric vehicles. I was at my daughter's wedding last night. The guy was sitting beside me, or parked beside me. I was loading my trunk up with the griddle and everything, and I saw his lights come on, and next thing I know, he was pulling and going down the street. And I said, I never heard that son of a bitch start up. It's one of those electric Jeeps, you know. All you just hear you hear like a little bit of a hum. Yeah. Yeah, and I was like, that's some shit, man.
That's funny. I was watching last night on that. It's called Car Masters Russ to Riches, the Gotham Garage. I've watched all them episodes already, but they took a Ford Pinto from the 70s, and the guy wanted to turn it into a hot rod, but he wanted it all electric. And they put two of these electric motors that's made for cars and wired everything up and all. And this thing, it went 1/8 of a mile in 7.8. seconds. You know, I mean, super
Wow.
fast. Didn't make a whisper of a sound. Just it was just gone. It's like, holy crap. And the guy that owns the garage and everything, at first, he's like, man, he goes, we're not about electric cars. We're gasoline, blah, 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 you know. And he drove it down the track. He says, I got to be honest. He goes, I'm falling in love with this car. You know, that thing was fast, dude.
So they're making these, you know, electric cars and bikes with fake sounds, right?
Yeah.
Fake, like if it's like the motorcycle, I think, I don't know who it was, but the motorcycle with the fake sound of a motorcycle. So
Really?
yeah.
That'll surprise me. If the model trains, they've got fake sounds that are Bluetooth.
I didn't even think
You
about
swear to God, you're sitting at a damn train station with this big old diesel sitting
at the lights, because they do it at lights, you know, in the bigger cities.
Yeah.
You know, the trains come and the fake sound will go off.
Yeah.
That is funny.
Yeah, don't tell Al that about the UFOs. I'm not saying I don't believe they're real. I'm just saying I would just about have to be convinced. But some of y'all might know, but Pascagoula, the town I was born and raised in, they had that incident where two guys were abducted, Charles Hickson and Calvin Parker. There's actually a book on that, and but that happened right there on the Pascagoula River. And they were abducted and probed and all this stuff, you know. But there's a show I just watched not long ago, and the very first episode talks about all that. And everybody's pretty convinced that they're not sure if that exact thing happened, but they said something happened to them guys. They passed a lie detector tests. They just never changed their story, never deviated from it, you know. But there was really no way to prove it, true or not. But who knows, man? You know.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
And scary.
Yeah, I remember that so well.
Have you ever been to Quality Poultry Seafood?
Quality, yeah, it's right. Quality Seafood. I don't go there. I go to Desports, which is right on down the road from them, towards the beach, towards Hard Rock. And the biggest reason, now the people have gotten better at Quality, but man, they used to be so rude. They act like they were doing you a favor by just waiting on you. But
really?
But Desports, man, they're just really nice and everything. And I always go there, you know. But yeah, but we did go to Quality the other day with something, and they got different people in there, and I was a lot more impressed with it, you know.
Yeah, because that's what, you know, I know customer service people.
Yeah.
And I've been there a couple times, and they seem to be, you know, very courteous, and I want to serve you right now, and you know, what can I do?
That's good, because boy, they needed a tune up bad, you know. And
what was the place called? The other place?
Desports. Desportes. Desports. It's just right down the same road. You'll pass Quality. It'll be to your left if you're on that road that takes you to the beach, and it's right down there past the train tracks on the right. That's where I usually go. They got a lot of good.
It's basically almost behind that park that I was.
Yeah, that's who I deal with, though. I just really like them people. I've dealt with them for years, since I've been living in this area, you know. Now, back home in Pascagoula, we went to Bozo's for crawfish, shrimp, fish, whatever.
I love Bozo's, man.
Oh, yeah, man. Yeah.
So, Mojo, weren't you like a big hiker or something like that, a trail walker?
Yeah, they don't really have that here in Mississippi. I mean, you can go hike some trails here, but it's not like the mountains, right?
Yeah, it's gonna be a bunch of flat land, mosquito infested woods.
Yeah, right. I see these guys scrolling, you know, coming down. I met a gal too in a canoe or a kayak. I don't know what she had, coming down the Mississippi, and she went way up north, man. And I'm like, dude, mosquitoes and bugs, because you're going to be hitting all different types of stuff on the way down. And she was a trooper. She did good. She went all the way down to where'd she go to? I don't know, somewhere down there.
Now, in the fall and winter months, you're not plagued by bugs too much. You know, I said that earlier. Every bug's got its season, but really, you're bug free through the cold months. You know, everything's everything's dormant. I reckon. I don't know, buried up in the ground.
Yeah. What are the beetles that are getting ready to come out that they're said is like, it's like the worst year we're supposed to have ever.
Beetles?
Like locusts or something.
Yeah, yeah, the locusts.
Yeah, what do they call them? Cicadas that make so much
Cicada.
noise at night.
Yeah.
They leave
Yeah.
their shell up on pine trees and stuff.
Yeah.
My dad, when I was coming up, we had all kind of pine trees in the yard, but he had them all cut by the time I was grown because of hurricanes. Pine trees break easy, but we'd go out to these big old pine trees in the morning, and you could take that little skin that come off of that cicada or locust, whatever, and we'd pull it off that bark, and we'd wear it right here on our shirt, walk around with it.
That's funny.
Yeah, we were kids.
So I'm in town, so out front here in my yard, when they're driving by, they spray for mosquitoes.
Yeah, they do that here too. Are you close? I'm trying to think, Luce. I guess you're kind of close to rivers or something around there. Mosquitoes got to be kind of close to water,
Yeah. So on the back of my property, that butts up against this house that's next door, is kind of a runoff creek area.
Okay.
And
yeah.
It forms almost like a small pond.
Right. I had the same thing behind here. It's a drainage thing behind me, and it gets we get mosquitoes here certain times of the year, but not bad. They don't really tote us off. But those gnats is what I can't stand. I can deal with the mosquitoes a little bit,
So I'll go out in my woods here, walk my dog, and I have shorts on. And there's times where I just get, and I don't even. The thing about mosquitoes here, they're like ninjas. Okay, they just come, they hit you, and you're like, "What? I've been hit 10 times, and I don't even know what happened."
Yeah, he's out of there. Pew!
Crazy.
Yeah.
What's going on, Josh? Good to see you, man.
Yeah, we don't have many mosquitoes right here where I'm living. It really all depends on where you're located and what's near you. If there's any kind of water near you, now I'm surrounded by water, but not like in my backyard, really, so it's not too bad. But them gnats, they do get a little thick here at times. But they only come out late afternoon or early morning. All during the day, they don't even light on you, We just go inside when that happens. Yeah, them mosquitoes are still.
Northern Florida.
I don't like mosquitoes because they can actually transmit diseases and crap,
Yeah, it's every time I get hit, I'm like, okay, where was this mosquito? Where did it go? And it's coming to hit me.
Yeah. Pop that needle in you. Might have to get you some of that deep woods off, that spray, and spray your legs or something. That'll kind of keep them at bay a little bit.
Well, my thing is like, if I'm really going out there, because I'm going to start, I want that property bad. Because then that will open up just a beautiful like trail area that I'll create back there.
Right.
And that house would be plumbed for, if I want to ever build anything, for wiring and plumbing and everything's over there.
Sure.
But
you could build your big shop there, if you wanted to or something.
I have a spot here I could put a shop.
Yeah.
Right here on the side of my place. But it's just debating on how I want to do it. The runoff that comes from because there's a housing development up here on the hill behind me.
Yeah.
Hello, Brazil.
And that water flow kind of flows to the part of my property and goes through my property down there, but I can control it, go somewhere else, and I can build a shop there. Yeah, if I get that place over there, I could completely build a shop right there.
You got kids?
Do I have kids?
Yeah.
Oh, I have adult kids. All my kids are adults.
Okay. All right.
I call my 2 adult daughters live here.
I was going to say you could even possibly, which you might not like. My buddy Rob, he's got like 5 different rental places that he rents out.
Airbnbs.
Yeah, and but you could, Airbnb, you could have that right there and rent that sucker out just for weekends or whatever, make a little extra cash.
Yeah, we were thinking build a house there for the girls and they can move over there. right?
Yeah.
And then, so the Airbnb thing, my old neighbor next door over in Seattle had a small trailer on the side of his house,
Mhm.
fire pit, couple chairs, and he goes, "You see that? That's going to pay my house off."
Yeah.
And
There you
sure
go.
enough, it's paying his house off.
That's like the house right next door to me. That's an Airbnb. But I noticed last week this young couple pulled up in a U-Haul. So I text Tarina. She's at work, my wife. I said, "Did she sell this house?" She goes, "No, she's renting it." I said, "As an Airbnb? Because I see a U-Haul out here." She goes, "No, she's renting it." I went, "Oh, okay." But to find out, I talked to the boy. He's only like 25 years old. His dad used to date her, and they needed a place to live, so she rented it to them for however long. But it's like, man,
Well,
she's
Airbnbs are getting to be expensive to,
yeah,
have. I mean,
yeah,
with all the cleaning fees and all the other fees that they have. So a lot of people are going a different route. There's other sites that do it. Same thing.
right.
Well, they're getting tore up. Yeah, I know people that have a few of them. They get people in there and just tear the shit out of them.
Yeah, they don't respect it here
You
for
know,
a weekend and gone.
I've seen some pretty cool Airbnbs, man, over my time. And guys that would have it connected to their shop, and it was outside, disconnected, not connected to their home on acres, and it was facing completely in another direction. It was a pretty sweet setup, man.
Yeah,
I've always wanted a caboose, having a caboose on my property and having it at an Airbnb.
that'd be cool.
Yeah.
Lance ought to do that too. He's the train man.
Did you ever hear my story about down my father-in-law's property?
No.
Down below my father-in-law was a guy retired from Richmond, Virginia Railroad Company.
Mhm.
His dining room was a caboose. His living room and bathroom were two box cars
Wow.
that you would roll the doors back, and they would have screens there for the bugs, keep the bugs out.
Yeah.
But this front one was like a bedroom, bathroom. I'm sorry, the back one, and the front one was like the living room and all that. And then they had how they had the pump cars. Yeah,
Yep.
pump car on a set of tracks also, and that was
Wow.
his picnic table. It was the baddest place on the water. It was so sweet.
That's pretty sweet. What's up,
But he
Mike?
passed away. I don't ever know what happened to it. And the
Huh.
caboose, he actually had pictures because we went in there. He had pictures of the history of that caboose and from Richmond, Virginia, throughout his time and all that. And its restorations and stuff. But it was really cool. But he passed away, and I have no idea whatever happened to that. That was so sad to see him go. But you had to be a special person. Like, oh, I'd buy it. But I could never afford it. It'd be probably $1 million on that water.
Q Cottonwood Ranch in 3, 2, 1, go.
There's a guy in I want to say the Portland, Oregon area that had a huge airplane. That was his house that he built into. That was pretty neat.
That's cool. Yeah.
It's not right.
Yeah. You can run, it's no different than a travel trailer. You can run sewage pipes and water and electricity to anything,
Yeah. It was pretty cool at Boxcar. I was weird he said that. Or caboose, rather. It was just so neat. A little dinette table there, a little cook area.
Yeah.
It was pretty neat.
Heck yeah.
It had a little set of stairs where you could actually go up, and there was enough room. I mean, they had windows, like this little protruded area, but it was just enough room just to barely sit up there. But
Right.
that was so cool.
Yeah, if I had the money, I would do that. I would definitely do that.
I tell
I
you
would
what,
have
though,
to haul it and
talk
then
about rent, man. That has gotten so expensive. My rent just went up. I rent here. I don't buy. I owned a house, and when I went through divorce, my last wife, I ended up saying, "You can have this thing and pay for it." I only had it a couple of years, but anyway, I rent, but they went up $100 on my rent. But this guy next door renting this what was an Airbnb $1,600 a month. I'm like, golly, that's ridiculous, man, for such a small house. These are not big houses. These are built like the late '60s or something. Single garage, single driveway, one bath. I think they got two baths because they took in that garage. But that's still a lot of money.
My boys, they rent apartments over there in the Seattle area.
Yeah.
And they're two small bedrooms, right? Two small bedrooms, tiny little kitchen and tiny little front room, right?
Right.
And it's something like 1,800. You don't get a garage or anything. You have to, get a little parking spot. That's it.
Yeah.
And rent is expensive.
I know.
Seattle? In Seattle?
It's outside of Seattle, yeah. But I mean, what they're paying is like a mortgage payment, basically.
Yeah, it's this house. When I moved in 10 years ago, it was $800 a month, and over the years it went up like little small increments. But this time they hit me with $100. Like, dang! So it went from 9 to 1,000. It's like, daggone. But I'm starting to hear what all these other people are paying. I don't feel so bad, But
no, $1,000 a month is nothing.
When me and Tarana moved in here, we were looking to buy a house. I already had approval on it and everything, but man, I was going to be paying a lot more than what it was going to cost to rent. And I had already bought one house, and I was like, screw that. Let's just rent. I said, you can't take this crap with you, no way. Something breaks, they can come fix it. They do.
Yeah. You ought to see my landlord. I'm pretty tired.
Mm-hmm.
Fixing things.
But yeah, man, no regrets here. No regrets. Yeah. But I did the house thing, and by the time you pay the insurance and you pay the property tax and figure in your house note and everything, that's pretty daggum expensive too for something that it's all temporary. It's all temporary, even though you're buying it.
Yeah.
But my son, the one you'll go to next Saturday, he bought that house in Vancouver. It's a nice home. And but he's paying $2,900 a month for that house. I'm like, dude, you work at the shipyard. How can you afford that? But his woman, she makes good money. I don't even know what she does, but she works at home on a computer. But she's from Philadelphia. He met her up there. He was working up there, and I think they signed together on that house. But they're making it work, So
yeah, well, you do. That's the thing. Where I came from, 3,000 is normal now for a mortgage payment.
Wow, that ain't normal around here. Well, it might be the normal now, but it wasn't. It didn't used to be.
Is it a new neighborhood?
Not really. It's kind of Vancouver is not a city. It's just a community, kind of like Hurley, or something. And they got some stores and stuff like that. But it's not like where I live. Which this ain't really a bustling city either, but Biloxi, you know how it is. You've been through here, but I don't know. It's just expensive, man. But it's an expensive house. It ain't nothing fantastic, but it'd probably make three of the house I live in. As far as room and size and everything.
So does he have acres or like an acre? Or?
Yeah, he's got. He's sitting, there's a road here in front of him, there's a road behind him. His run's kind of this way, kind of back towards the woods. But I think he does got some acreage in there. I don't know how much, It's a pretty good little spot of land. Probably not as much as you got, but close to it, Yeah.
So he doesn't have to pay homeowners dues.
I don't know really. But while it went up, it wasn't that high. They just upped his insurance out of the blue. And it took a $500 jump. And
that's what it is right now.
Yeah,
I heard that they jumped there. Something happened.
Yeah, he kind of freaked out. It's like,
dude, I would not want. My buddy pays like a $3,000 a month mortgage payment. No way.
No, heck no. I could never ever afforded that, especially now. You know,
he has that. And he's going to come up where he could retire, but he's not going to be able to. And he's got like over $30,000 in credit card debt. And I mean, There's
Yeah.
no way. He's not going to retire.
Yeah.
If you're going to retire, get your debt in line and have none. Don't have car payments. Don't have credit card debt. And
Right.
because life would be a lot nicer.
That's right. Yeah. No, Lorman is 1,600 a month is what they're paying next door. If you're talking about this kid, but yeah, he's young. He should buy a house for a lot less money per month. I say that depends on what kind of house you get nowadays, but yeah,
Well, these new houses that they're building,
yeah,
they want a lot for them.
yeah.
I
They
had
do.
I had the newer house and everything over there. My
Mhm.
house was built in 1956, and I am okay with it. It
You
is a
dang right, man. I could live in that.
solid, rock
No
solid.
problem. Like I said, this house is built in it's a brick home. It's,
Yeah.
y'all seen the outside in my videos and stuff like that. It's a decent little house. It's got a garage. It's just small. I don't even know what the square footage is, but this is my little computer room. There's a room right on the other side of this wall, and then mine and Tarina's room, one bath. That's it. Living room, dining room, and a little small kitchen. But it's all me and her need. It's just me and her,
That's all you need. Seriously.
Yeah.
Hey, Zach.
I do wish I had a double garage, but I got a single, so I'm gonna deal with it.
I have a carport.
Yeah.
You don't find garages up here, dude. What is up with that? Like a lot of houses don't
Yeah.
have garages, and I'm like, I'm okay with it. I mean,
Well, when we went on the hunt for a house to rent, once I decided not to buy another house, me and Tarina, not long after we got married, I said the one thing I said, and she found this place. I said I want to be closer to the shipyard. I was still working, then, and I said the house has got to have a garage because I was full steam ahead with this YouTube channel. I had all these smokers and grills that I didn't want to live outside. I said I want a garage, and she found it, and this is where we moved.
that's funny.
The price was right, but
Yeah, I'm glad what we found here. I was the gal that showed me this wanted me to go down there by you almost
yeah,
and buy a little fancy house in a neighborhood and stuff. And I'm like, I just got away from all that, right? And I
yeah,
had to tell her, I said, don't be afraid to show a house that was built in 1956 to somebody
right,
because you just never know. I got more for my money here than I would have down there. The house
yeah,
was
absolutely.
down there, no yard, but small garage, but
No, you did good, man. And I'll tell you something else. You don't want to live this close to the coast because of hurricanes. If you ever one day, hopefully you don't, but if you ever do see a bad storm like Katrina or Camille, and we've had plenty in between that wasn't as severe, but up there you're not going to get near the damage. You're just not.
I just have to tie all my grills down.
Yeah, you definitely have to do that. And it really depends on how they approach. Like Frederick, it came in Grand Bay, Alabama, so we were catching a north wind, and people north of us got tore up worse than anybody on the beach. People on the beach was unscathed, man. Nothing. I mean, nothing. But up there, 20 miles inland, they got shredded. So it really depends on how they come in.
Yeah, that's what I was told here. It all depends on the way that this gets hit.
Right.
But I have some trees here that are, snapped off, and that tree was because of Katrina or whatever, and all this other stuff.
Yeah. You said your neighbor, the lightning hit their electrical panel?
Right. So next door here, I was outside. I was grilling outside, and the weather was calm and everything. And all of a sudden, it was an explosion, like boom, all at one time. Normally lightning, thunder type thing. No, this was all at the same time, exploded in my face.
Wow.
And I was like, holy hell. 3 light bulbs got burnt out. It hit a switch on my breaker box, went through my water system, through my hot water tank to the concrete, and blew a chunk of concrete out.
Dang.
And then I'm like, and that's when I saw smoke down there, and the smoke was caused from the concrete exploding.
Yeah.
And I didn't know it then. So I yelled at my wife, call 911, do it right now.
Yeah.
because I thought the house would have been on fire. And I kept noticing more and more smoke outside building up, and I'm like, that's not my house. So when they came, I sent them to the back, that house back there.
Yeah.
And sure enough, they didn't come back. And I go back over there, and it was engulfed in flames. They had to bring
Dang.
some pump trucks out here. And what it did is it hit the white pine, traveled down the white pine, shot out in 3 different spots, hit the pole, exploded the pole and the switch on the pole out, hit had a metal post or something out there, and then it traveled all the way to the house, hit that breaker box, exploded it into the house, and it instantly burned.
Yeah. Yeah. I know some
Dude.
people that happened to it, burnt a whole wall down where that happened on their house, you know.
Yeah,
we
the
had that
ditch.
too.
It did a ditch like this deep, like a big ditch from
Yeah.
travel. But I have a lot of respect for lightning. I'm going to tell you
Well,
that.
so you know, and you might already know this, but you know what a surge protector is. Well, they got them for your main panel coming in off the street. They got these surge protectors that go between the utility coming in and your panel that will interrupt that from ever happening. And I thought about getting one for here, even though this is a rental.
Yeah.
Man, lightning hit something like that, it can burn a house down potentially, you know. And I try to unplug everything that's hooked up, like my computers, freeze dryers, new weld machine. When lightning's popping and getting bad, I just shut everything down, unplug it, get it out of the wall, you know. And
Yeah, we had that happen here a few months back. We hit a tree.
Yeah.
Trip breakers inside the house. I had extension cord that was keeping a pot of water with a water heater in it so it wouldn't freeze up for the animals outside.
Yeah.
Blew all that apart. They don't play.
Yeah. I thought about getting one of them surge protectors though to save. You'll fry an air conditioner, anything that happens to be hooked to that panel, you're gonna fry. You know, it'd be a little bit of peace of mind anyway.
I was talking to a guy on the hill over here when it happened, and he said he was getting ready to turn the switch off on his light.
Yeah.
And this stream of electricity came to his finger and was drawing his finger towards it.
Holy crap.
No
Yeah,
way.
he said it was the weirdest thing ever.
That is strange. Holy crap. That's wild.
Hey, Mrs. Mojo.
She goes, night. Yeah, I'm going to go to bed, you guys. It's time. So,
yeah, I was just sitting there thinking, we've been going 3 hours right there at it.
Yeah. Yeah, so I'm excited to come down your way, get to meet you.
Heck
you
yeah,
see
man.
what I'm like in real life. This is who I am. I don't, show no face on Facebook or YouTube and stuff. I'm just my natural self. That's who I am.
Yeah, me too. I'll get the address of my son and text it to you. That way you can put it in your phone and pull right up to him.
Okay, perfect. All right, you guys. You guys have a good night.
I'll let you know what time too. We got to go around that morning and pick up the crawfish and the shrimp, everything. So it's probably going to be like, I would say 1 or 2 o'clock in the afternoon, maybe something like that.
Okay.
Is when
let me know if you want me to bring something too or whatever.
Oh no, you're good, man. We got all that covered. Just bring an appetite.
Okay. All right, Lance.
Mojo.
Yeah, have a good night, sir.
All right, buddy.
Later.
I'm trying to find that picture where that lightning hit the tree, but I must have deleted it already.
See, I'm not even logged in on this StreamYard on this one. That's so weird, man.
That is weird.
It's changed. It's weird.
You're definitely live.
Yeah. It says log in, but I'm logged in.
Yeah.
Right. It's so weird. Bizarre.
That is
all right,
weird.
All right,
good night, everybody in the chat. Hey, you guys. Have a fabulous week next week. Go buy somebody a coffee and put a smile on somebody's face.
There you go. Absolutely.
All right, you guys. Good night.
All right. Have a good one.
You gonna head out too, Russ?
Yeah, whenever you close it.
I got another 13 minutes. I can get 3 hours.
If anybody else wants to jump on or whatever,
I
it
thought
don't matter to
Simon
me.
would come back, but
Yeah, he come in. he bumped right back out. Like, okay.
He came
well.
in just. I was administrator for him last Tuesday.
Oh,
and,
okay.
When he does that, it makes it so I can't. When I want to go live, it changes things on my end also.
Oh, I see. He had to come in and make changes. Okay.
Yeah, because it was saying yes I can, which I don't care. It
Yeah,
don't bother me none. But
I got you. Okay, I didn't even catch it. Be honest with you, YouTube has been acting weird again lately. Yeah, I've been noticing a few little glitches myself here and there. There for a while, you could be sitting there watching a video and you could see the thumbs up ringing as you're watching it, and you could see the view count going up. Now all of a sudden, it ain't doing that. It's like, what the heck? I thought that was pretty cool, where you can actually see the thumbs up coming while you're watching something, or the view count go up, in live as it was happening. They've been working on that for freaking years. They were trying to do that 3 or 4 years ago, and now they are at it again. But obviously, there was a problem with it, or at least the last few days, or maybe it's just on my end. I don't know. Who knows? Man, I'm tired. I got up early this morning, 7:30.
I enjoyed every minute laying in bed. My problem is when I lay in bed that long, it takes forever for me to get my body moving again.
Yeah, my back plays heck, but I don't go to bed at midnight usually. And, if I get up at 9 o'clock, that's a good, I don't go right to sleep. It takes me a little while to actually fall out, but I average about 8 to 9 hours a night. And, like I said, I got up at 7:30. I went to bed about 12:30, so I got about 7 hours, and I feel it.
So he was lurking. He's in his jammies right now.
Yeah. All I see is a black screen.
Yeah,
that's because he's in his jammies.
Nope, that's my other channel. Look at that.
Dang, he shaved. Oh, that ain't him.
That's like me 10 years ago.
Yeah, that's
oh
that's
man,
one of his birthday pictures.
Huh?
Or birthday celebration pictures.
Yeah, it logged me in on my other accounts for whatever reason.
He don't want everybody to know he still has footies on his jammies.
Oh, what's going on?
Thank you for changing that thing on the panel, Simon. You didn't have to do that though.
I know, but
But this time when I went to create the live, it actually gave me the option to be myself or you or anything else. So,
okay.
Before it wouldn't allow me to do that.
But I wonder why I kept my logo up there instead of yours.
You're still an option when I log in.
Yeah, but as long as you click yourself.
Oh, okay. I see what you're saying. Yeah, I don't know.
Yourself.
I don't know.
StreamYard, little by little, is getting better, ain't it? I still think it's one of the best ones out there.
Maybe been Simon said that someone bought out StreamYard.
Yeah, new company owns it now.
Okay. Well, I don't know what Sal uses, but you were having that problem, but you to find out that was on your internet side when you were in and out and stuff like that. But that night I was live with him on a long time ago. I say a long time ago, 6-7 months ago. I was running a delay. I would say something or whatever, and it didn't show instantly like StreamYard does. It was strange.
Right.
I'm not even sure what he uses, but I'm like, I don't know. Man.
That software, for whatever reason, has a delay in it. So
yeah, big time.
Chris is saying TikTok bought it.
No, he's.
Or is that Chris being Chris?
Yeah, that's Chris being Chris.
Okay. Yeah, that one site that Sal uses, the only thing I can't get used to is that right where the chat is like between the two pictures.
Right.
Yeah.
That's a little awkward to me.
I think he turns that on.
And then that goes from the top of the screen to the bottom instead of going from the bottom to the top.
Yeah, I think so. That was a good live he did the other day when he was cooking that chicken halves. It looked really good, you know.
Yeah, his live cook.
Yeah.
Or his live/live cook.
Yeah, right.
I'd like to do that, but man, that's just too much pressure. I want to be able to see the chat. I want to be able to answer the questions.
Well, The biggest problem I see is he had to set all that up.
Yeah.
Camera here, have everything perfect to do that. Whereas when you just go live, you flip your computer open and go live. No setup.
George and I had talked about doing it before, but we just haven't come together on that yet. But that would be the way to do it. So you have someone cooking and someone watching.
Right.
Yeah. But Tom Garvey does his cooks with Mike.
Mike. Yeah, I don't want to like make it a every week thing because I hope they're not watching right now. I was sorry if they are, but I can't get into 3 or 4 of them different guys cooking, during a live. It's just too much for me.
Who is that?
God, that Lee from Smoking Bears.
Oh, okay. I don't know them.
Keto Mike, the dude, Mike's Kitchen, I think he calls himself now. What does he call himself now? I can't remember.
I don't know.
I don't think Tom Garvey's involved in it anymore. If he does, maybe it's rarely, but not a weekly thing. But
yeah,
just watching them all cook something and you're bouncing back and forth. It's too much for me. Oh
yeah.
I'm like, well, how's that first cooking? That's what's got my attention.
Yeah.
How's that one going?
Right. Yeah, I don't see how that they get decent people in there for that.
I don't know. I've seen a couple of them that I thought was view counts were a little low, but
well, I guess what I'm thinking, it's hard enough to get somebody to watch a 5-minute video anymore, especially a 1 or 2 hour live, just cooking the whole time. There's no way nobody's going to sit there and watch all that if that's all you're doing. I wouldn't think, I don't see it, but who knows?
Yeah.
Just my thoughts.
Get simple NBL revealing party sometime soon.
Yeah, I've never done a live cook ever. I doubt I ever do.
NBL says he's AI generated, Quint, so we got no chance on that one. I had to laugh when he said that. That's a damn fool. NBL is AI generated.
Somebody was, I think it was Lep was talking about that Tapatio. Oh crap! What's it called? The noodles, the ramen.
Ramen noodles. Yep.
Yeah, I texted Tarina one night. She's good on work. I said, when you go to Walmart, see if they got that. And they had 2 of them left. She brought me 2 of them. Those are pretty good. They're spicy too.
They?
Yeah, they're spicy.
Well, get that one that's shrimp flavored and throw yourself a few shrimp in there and cook the noodles.
Yeah.
Slice up some spring onion. Man, I've done that several times now. It's very good.
Well, she bought me 4 more, but it's not that Tapatio because they were out of them, but they're still the spicy kind, I said, start buying me some of them. I said, I got to lose some damn weight somehow. I said, and they're pretty low calorie and stuff like that. I noticed a lot of sodium, I imagine, but I don't care.
A lot of sodium in them. Yeah, a lot of sodium. Yeah. I guess you're going to have some carbs with them with it being noodles. But.
Yeah. But, still, if you watch your calorie intake, you can lose weight 3 or 4 different ways. You can go high carb. And that's what I used to do because I used to work out and everything. And I would carb it up for energy. And I'd eat a lot of fat or not fat. I'd eat a lot of protein, but very little fat and lose all kind of weight. Or you can eat all the kind of fat and cheese you want and cut the carbs completely out and lose all kind of weight, but man, I can't do that. I like pizza and stuff like that too much. I love cheese. That's the reason I'm fat. What can I say?
Yeah.
Ramen are my go-to when I don't feel like. Yeah, it's so easy. Fill the water up to the line, open the little packets, throw them in there, nuke it for 5 minutes, stir it up, you're eating.
I got a confession. I'm telling you, those ramen noodle things, my children ate them all the time.
Yeah, mine did too. We used to buy the little square packets, different flavors.
It was less than a year ago. Randy Shifter said in a live that when he came up, they would do this and do that to doctor him up. And it's a God's honest truth. That was probably, I I'll say the second time I ever had them because I can't remember the first time. But ever since then, I've had them, monthly.
Yeah.
But before then, I never ate them. Never ate them.
I never even thought about it much lately. I've eaten them in the past. I'm talking about years ago until Lep got to talking about it. I'm going to try that. And I did. Now I've got 4 more in here. I'll eat one probably later tonight before I go to bed. Cut beer out, and it's automatic 30. Yeah, no doubt.
Yeah, that and sodas.
Especially sodas with all that sugar. Yeah, that's a fact, man. That darn beer.
I don't know about that because I haven't had a beer in
3 weeks.
Yeah.
Really?
3 weeks.
Okay. Well, when I had that surgery, man, I lost a lot of weight and didn't really mean to, but I had quit drinking beer for like 2 weeks and lost all kind of weight. But I think it was the fact that I went through a traumatic thing like having a surgery. I think that's why I lost the weight. It had nothing to do with anything other than that, But that gun fruit fly flying around. I need to charge up my badminton.
Your supper.
Yeah.
I like adding broccoli, carrots, and shredded pork to mine. I see that sounds good too. I can eat that too. I can definitely eat that. I did a taco with that. I did that chuck roast panini last week, cooked, and I had to use the rest of that chuck roast. I did a taco. My wife made a horseradish sauce, and I seared up that chuck roast and grilled some onions and some mushrooms and some cheese into it. Man, that stuff was so good.
I looked in the freezer yesterday. I'm like, oh crap, I still got some of that chopped brisket in there. I'm gonna tell Trini to buy some more burger buns and eat some more brisket sandwiches. Man, I love them things. Here I'm talking about losing weight.
Yeah, I want to take and that's one of the things I'm going to do here very shortly is get some of that brisket up there in Walmart.
Yeah.
And do a cook. I haven't done a brisket cook in over a year.
Yeah, that one I did the other day. That was the first one I've done. Well, since I got that old hickory. Remember the one I did, that overnighter I did? I've only done 2 briskets on it. It's just something I don't do too often because it's such a long cook, mainly, I got to do a video for Pits and Spit. Oh, I need to email her tomorrow. Let her know that I'm going to do it not this week, but the following week. It'll be a Pits and Spits video. I don't even know what I'm going to do. I thought about doing a summertime cookout theme. I did that years ago, and it got some decent views. And hell, just do like old-fashioned cookouts with hamburgers, hot dogs, barbecue chicken. Here's what I thought about doing. Is doing chicken the way we used to do it when we didn't know what the hell we were doing, but it always turned out so good. We used to take and we would base mustard on the chicken and put it on the grill, and the fire is under it, right? We'd do that mustard so the chicken didn't stick to it, and shake a little seasoning on there and just toss and turn and cook. And the whole time that fire is dying down, and then before you know it, you done got like a 3-hour cook. But we'd start saucing before it really needed. And we'd sauce and sauce and sauce. And it gets that little black char on there. And we just keep saucing. That was some of the best chicken in the world,
Yeah.
Just some chicken pieces, drumsticks, thighs, wings. That's my favorite.
That brings up a question. And I didn't really inspect it very well because had 3 of them to do. And I was more worried about destroying a beef loin. But when you cut that chain away, because I used the beef loin head and, and the loin itself, but when you cut that chain off, I just took any trimmings that had meat on them, and I put all the chain into a freezer bag and froze it for right now for I was going to go back to. The little bit of research that I've done already, there's shite still. the little bit of research I've done into it so far is that they're saying that the chain is not good for grinding. I want to make hamburger with it. I mean, I
I
want to
don't
trim
see
it
why
up.
you couldn't.
They were saying because of all the veins and vessels that are in the chain.
I'd still do it. That's what I did. I used it, but you know, most of them chains you can pull most of it off with your hands. You might have to
Yeah,
trim it right there towards the end to get
right,
it off. But
right.
I'd grind the heck out of that stuff.
How much fat is in it?
I've already cut the hard, I guess the deco out of it, the hard fat. I've cut majority of that out already.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but there's still a fair amount of meat. But this guy, he's some type of a chef I was watching on stuff to do with the chain, and he was saying he don't recommend grinding the chain.
Well, if you get to think about it, every cut of meat you got, it's got veins running through it.
Yeah,
You know, it just does. Maybe not main arteries and stuff like that, but it's got capillaries and all that stuff running through there. And some
yeah.
of it does have main arteries, but I mean, if you see it visually, remove it, yeah. But
Yeah, if it's a main artery, you're going to see it.
if you grind it, you're not even going to notice it unless it's really ate up with it, you know. But I took that head, that little thing that makes that knuckle, cut that off. I cut the tail off, and I left the center cut, and I took all that and ground it up for sausage, if I remember right. You know.
Oh man, when I did it the last time, and I think it was brisket trimmings, I ground that up with some of that jalapeno bacon to make
Yeah.
hamburgers. I followed up on 805's. He did something similar to that. It's like, wow, man, I wonder what jalapeno bacon would taste like ground up with that hamburger. And I mean to tell you, they were the best freaking hamburgers I had. They were
Yeah.
so good.
Man, that burger I had today, it wasn't fast food. It's a place called Castaways. It's really a bar, but they cook in it. And we went in there for lunch. And what was the name of that burger? I forgot, but it had provolone on it and everything else you could think of. You had to kind of build it. They got all the stuff on the side, like the lettuce, the tomato, pickles, onions, and what you get is a bun with that burger, big old thick burger with that provolone melted, and then the cap for it. And they bring your mustard and ketchup separate, so you kind of build it the way you want it. And I guess they didn't have mayo, but I'm sure they got it there. But I built that burger like, man, that's a damn good burger. That beats any fast food place around here. It was like on a brioche bun that really stood up well to it. You know, that big thick patty and all. I enjoyed it. Way better than any fast food. Big old thick burger.
Yeah. I want to do those again for sure.
Yeah.
But then when I read that, I watched it rather not didn't read it. I watched it. I was like, man, that sucks. But I figured I'm still going to look through it, and just see if there's. I have come across a couple arteries before, and you can usually see them pretty good size to them.
Yeah, you can tell. Yeah, I'll pull stuff out when I visually see it, but
I did that out of a pork butt the other day. I was deboning it, and I ran across a pretty good sized vein.
yeah, they usually run right by the bone, like on a like on a backbone. You know, you'll see them big long tubes running down there and stuff. That's like, yeah, pull them out.
Yeah.
I was able to check when I cut it. It was a little bit of blood coming out of it. So
yeah,
going where the bone part was, I was actually looking where it went. So when I cut it all the way around, I was able to cut out that piece out.
Yeah.
Right. I think most main arteries do kind of follow the bones, don't they? Like even on a human, but you still got capillary tubes that run all through the meat that carries blood everywhere, all through the muscles, everything. You're not going to get rid of that,
That was definitely a learning experience. Trimming both of those beef loins down. I've never done it before. I'd watched videos and learned how to do it. And the first one, I sort of kind of stumbled through a little bit, but I got through it.
Yeah.
But obviously the second one a little bit better, and the third one was, a little bit better yet.
Well, you've done more than I've done. I done one. That was for S&S. And you would have thought I was a pro because I'm like you. I researched the heck out of it and knew exactly where to cut and pull and all this stuff. And it turned out great,
Yeah, You know what amazed me is one of the butchers I watched. They said that the beef loin head, that it's actually more tender than the loin itself. That they will save the head for special people that would come into the restaurant.
Sounds like I remember hearing that too. Yeah,
It's a better cut, and I was like, really?
that center from the head right behind the head to that tail, that little section about that long, that's what they actually call the Chateaubriand.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, that's like the primo, I guess. But
The fancy meat.
yeah, the filet mignon comes from the Chateaubriand. I'd rather have a ribeye any day over a filet, man. All that fat and stuff, it just adds so much flavor. Unless, and I'll say that Matador Meat sent me a bone-in filet one time. I'm like, I didn't know they had bone-in filet, and it was so marbled. That was so freaking good. And you know how tender it was because it's filet. That was freaking awesome. But those are hard to find like that. That come off a special cow. You know, you're not gonna find it at Walmart.
I tell you what, man, I was pretty proud of that cook, but I was worried shitless about it. But
I forgot. Yeah, that's coming past then, huh?
Yesterday.
Okay.
But I got that pecan smoke on there. I took them up to about 117, 118. The first one got up to 122 on me.
Yeah.
But I brought them down, and I just put barely any beef broth in the bottom of the pan, just something to keep moisture in the pan.
Right.
Had the heads in there and everything cut up, and covered it and refrigerated it. And I used Al Lunacy's suggestion and Chef Jeffrey's suggestion, and put them on in a griddle plate. I carried a griddle, my little small Vivo griddle with me, and I got some good avocado oil on the way up there, and fried that little griddle up, man. I had tongs in one hand and my ink pen, or my not ink pen. What's a quick ring? Not Thermopen. I had my Thermopen in one hand and tongs in the other, and I was just babysitting them things.
Yeah.
And I'd flip them, and I'd probe them, because once you flip them and you probe them, you got sort of kind of a false reading on them almost. So you had to go back and just kept, sticking them and all that. And I was hitting everything 120, 125s, 128s. And they turned out excellent. I mean, you could taste that pecan smoke from them. One guy even says, "Man, did you smoke this?" So I thought you were just grilling them. I said, "Yeah, we smoked them the night before." He said, "Man, those things were great."
I bet it sounds good.
They were. I mean, just
you should do a video on that now that you've gotten it down good. Seriously.
Yeah, well, I did a video pretty much.
I would do it around the holidays, though. I'd wait till like around Christmas. Those kind of cuts are real popular, prime rib and that, Yeah. But you could do the video now and it would probably pick up traction by Christmas. Who knows? But
yeah, I did a video, but it was my daughter's day. So when when I was there on the grill top, I just got one or two little quick pictures of them, and that was it, because I just want to make it about me,
Yeah, you didn't want to turn it into production. I totally get that. That's why I was saying you ought to recreate what you actually did, what's fresh on your mind, and actually make a video doing that. Which I know you're out a lot of money. Already bought 3 of them things. Dang,
that was over $500 for them things, man. But
wow. Yeah, I don't blame you. I've been babysitting that too, right on top of it.
Yeah.
Last thing you want to do is overshoot it.
Hey, Lance, did you slice them after they smoked, or?
No, I thought I went against that, Simon. I went ahead and I kept them whole.
Okay.
Let me see if I can even show you some of the pictures.
I don't blame you. That's a good method.
Hey, Quint.
I kept them whole.
Quint, so send that picture to Lance, please.
Oops. Wrong person. So I just smoked them on my kettle. My kettle's my go-to, man. I use my kettle for every damn thing. So that was them smoking, and I started full pan them. That was after the trim, and that was just the second one I had in there. And that was on the griddle.
Okay.
Putting that sear on them, just a little quick sear.
Sure.
But they were fabulous, man. God, they were so good.
How many people was there?
Just about 40.
Okay. Everybody got to eat?
Everybody got to eat, and there was still food. There was so much food there. So
Dang.
much food.
Nice.
Because all the women, brought something, whether it be string bean salads or, roasted potatoes or, a gratin potato, stuffed ham, crab balls, salads, mixed fruits, just watermelon. The steaks. It just so much food. It was crazy.
I had something like head cheese over in France. It was good. I love hog head cheese, man. If it's done right. I don't like a lot of gelatin in it. Like it more leaner, but I can eat that with crackers and cold beer. Man, I need to go buy some now.
What did Quint send me?
It was sent to Lance and Chris, Simon.
Yeah.
His grandson?
No, a picture
of his grandson.
Of me.
Of who?
Of me.
No, I didn't get it.
Well, I don't know if crabs have balls, but you can turn crabs into balls.
Oh, I got the picture Chris sent.
Simon's baby picture.
Yeah. Okay, I got that one. Did Simon get it?
Yep.
Okay.
Is that the picture of the little boy with the bandana and a little goatee?
No, that's
okay.
That's the little tadpole.
Y'all seen that one, I'm sure, on Facebook years ago. A little kid had a goatee and a bandana, had a tattoo on his arm. Me as a baby.
My oldest daughter, she's trying to get me to get that tattoo on my head where it's a guy with a push mower cutting grass around a bald spot on the head. You ain't seen that one yet?
Yes.
God.
The little sick person. A little sick person pushing them over along the hairline of the
yeah. That's it.
I know a guy. Now he divorced his girl, but his wife had a tattoo of the Pink Panther pushing a lawnmower into her bush, and she shaved her bush right there where the lawnmower was. Oh, yeah, that's pretty original. I never seen it. He just described it, Oh man,
where's it at?
I had been drinking beer since about 11 o'clock this morning. My buddy, we went to Gulfport and unloaded that car. It was hot, and he said, "You want something to drink? Beer, water?" I said, and he had just left his house. I said, "A beer sounds pretty good." He did a U-turn, went right back, and brought me out 2 Michelob Lights or something. And then we went to the place to eat, and I had a beer. And then he dropped me back off here, and I've been drinking beer ever since. Dang.
I'm trying to find that picture my daughter sent me, but I'm not seeing it.
On that slushie machine. Is that mix already pre-measured for gallons?
Yeah, like when I did them hurricanes, that mix is a half gallon, and I did a half a batch, so I use exactly half of that half gallon, which is 1 quart, of the mix, and then I cut the water in half to a gallon and a quart, and then I use 1 liter of booze, and that's it. And turn it on, it mixes itself. Now, when I make this pina colada, I'm probably going to throw the whole half gallon, and then I've got to throw that whole bottle of that Kraken. Once Trina taught me how to say it, and then 2.5 gallons of water. Oh, check that out.
I think it's pretty cool, to be honest with you.
Yeah. Little stick man.
Yeah. Reginald changes avatar, see.
Yeah.
I'm about 5 margaritas deep.
Damn it, boy. Yeah. That's the only problem with this machine. It's like I got the lights on right now just to kind of help light me up because it's usually pretty dim in here. But it's like you got to make a lot of it. Even if you do a half a batch, it's still way more than I'm going to drink.
Yeah.
Show Simon's baby picture since Lance won't.
Simon said he already had it.
Oh, he wanted me to show it.
Oh.
All right, this is Simon's baby picture.
Yeah, I thought Simon said he already saw it.
Yeah.
That's why I didn't show it.
He's wanting me to show everybody else.
I had
Oh.
you could show it, but I think it's hilarious.
You
That looks a
should.
lot like my baby picture. Mike Nackby just posted a picture of tacos and some sort of burger. Look pretty good.
Yeah.
I'll say he posted it. He just sent it through text to our little text circle.
That double shell thing. I've never tried that yet.
Double shell, like a crunchy
Yeah.
and a soft.
Double tortilla.
It looked like it was double tortilla on.
Oh yeah, I've done
on
that.
YouTube.
If you use them little small tortillas, I'll double them up, one here and one here.
Yeah.
But
That's right. They only had 3 left, man. I had to go to the bag that I bought by accident a while back.
oh, he doubled
Use the
them.
bigger-
He just plain out doubled them. He sure did. No, I've never done that, but I have done the Taco Bell thing where they got the crunchy and then the soft on the outside. I've done that.
Yeah.
Those are pretty good. I mean,
Well,
they're
I've
decent.
seen where they'll do that and they'll put like a cheese spread or something between them.
Yep.
Now, that sounds
Yeah.
good.
I don't know if Taco Bell still makes them, but the reason a lot of times Torina just go pick something up, and if I get a crunchy shell, by the time she gets back, the bottom where the meat's laying and everything, it gets soggy.
Yeah.
So, but if you get that wrap, then it holds together, and you still got the crunch from the sides. Plus, you
Yeah.
got so that makes it better.
That's why you have 2 corn tortillas and a taco.
Yeah, exactly right. But yeah, I won't talk. I read a T-shirt the other day. It says, "What did it say?" Oh crap! I said I want that shirt. It was on some video I was watching. They were at a motorcycle rally. It says something like, "I get distracted by tits and tacos," you know, something like that. Taco Bell pizza was a great video. Yeah, man, I did a lot of work on that video as far as the recipe itself goes. That I want to make them again. That turned out so good.
I love those things, man. I can't eat
Yeah.
my weight in those things.
I pretty much nailed that little tortilla, which is a mixture of flour and corn. It's not just corn, and it held together well. And yeah, it did real good. I would definitely make them again. That's my problem with a YouTube channel. I never revisit recipes too much unless it's crawfish or gumbo or something, because that's just what we do down here. But I never go back to things I really enjoyed because I got to come out with something new, you know?
Yeah, same here. I was thinking the other day, I was like, I said something, I made something. I was like, believe it. I said, you can best believe I'll be making these again. And I've said that so many times, and I've never, ever made them again.
Same here, man. But maybe one day when I'm not making cooking videos, I can actually go back and remake some of that stuff, just for
Yeah.
us to enjoy.
Crawfish tacos.
I could go through my list of videos right now and tell you which ones I would recommend you to absolutely try. That was just, man, was banging. Then I could tell you the other ones that like, don't waste your time. I mean, they're
Yeah.
okay, but don't waste your time. I remember them all. I just do. The ones that really shine and the ones mediocre and the ones that I'll never do that again.
Well, that's what I need to do too. I need to start really being specific in the videos, because one of the reasons I wanted to make videos is to have something for the family and children to go back to later on. But
Sure.
so many of my videos, I don't have specific ingredients, and I'll usually write that stuff down.
Yeah.
But even I've looked at some of the ones, like I was going to revisit the Bama sauce, and I've got 2 different ones written down, and for the life of me, can I remember which one is the one I liked, which one I didn't. I love that Bama sauce. John, is it Smoke Fire and Drones or
Salt,
what's
pepper, fire.
Salt Pepper Fire?
Been that long.
I got his recipe for the Bama sauce, but his Bama sauce, man, it's good. I like to doctor it up a little bit, but sitting in the refrigerator overnight makes that sauce twice as good. Twice as good.
Now, I do have a folder on this other computer of recipes, and a lot of stuff I've made, I actually have written recipes for it. But a lot of stuff I do make sure that if I'm adding ingredients, I always show adding what I'm putting in, and I'll say how much, because I have had to go back and watch my own videos before the times I have recreated something, because you ain't gonna retain all that information to a T. You know about what goes in it, but I do that. But a lot of, mainly the sausages I've done, all those are printed, or not printed. They're saved on a folder. Some of them are printed, but it just depends. But I got a ton of them in there that I've actually printed out. Who's to say YouTube won't go by the wayside one day? If it does, at least I'll have something. It's the
Yeah,
reason I
that's
print
true.
the ones I really like. I print.
Yeah, that's true. I
You
was
know.
just showing Jay earlier. I shared a picture, and this a lady. She's doing like a family history Facebook channel, and she's tagged me with a lot of stuff. And man, she put up about 12 different family recipes a couple days ago. I was like, yeah, it's so cool to have something like that.
Yeah. I got to pee really bad. I'll be right back.
All right. What's up, Rob?
Dang, Rob's over here coming in late.
Yeah. He's a sort of one that goes to bed sort of early too, isn't he?
Yeah. Oh, look at that. Completely in the dark.
Yeah, completely in the dark now. I'll work on my techniques more and care about the recipe.
I don't know if you can see my
There
teeth.
it is. See something.
Yeah. But anyway, yeah, I'm about to drop too. I have a early start tomorrow. My mom's got an appointment like early tomorrow, so
Okay.
I'm gonna go ahead and drop off.
All right, Simon. Thanks a lot now.
Yeah, have a good night.
Bye-bye. Let me get back to this one. I work on my techniques more and care about the recipes. As long as it's close to what I want it to be, cool with it. Rob. I just found out I got off tomorrow. Now the missus and I can go to the Mennonite flower shop and get my veggie plants. I'm so late to get my garden in. India. Simon went to bed on us, Russ. He probably don't have his headphones on yet.
Ooh, Simon jump off.
Yeah, he went to bed. He's
Okay.
got an early appointment with his mom or something tomorrow morning.
I got you.
Des, your new avatar is so driving me crazy. I wish I had a big blown up picture of that thing.
What is that? Is that a mask? Or night?
Before we went live, I saw it and I was like,
It's got a
"What is-"
peace sign.
I saw the peace sign, sure enough, but
Is that flowers? Like
I
a
can't tell.
oh, it says something. It says peaceful devs. The print or across the top. And then the peace symbol at the bottom. Looks like flowers around it from where I'm sitting. I considered it, but I doubt I ever do, man. I probably should, but I don't know, man. I just never can get to that point, you know. Really don't know how, to be honest with you. I wouldn't even know where to start. I'd have to have somebody that knows how to do that, and then I could give them the recipes and let them actually write it. But
Yeah. Randy is Simon may have just sent it. Yep,
let's see.
that's pretty cool. The snowflakes, though. What's it with the snowflakes?
Oh, okay. Oh, cool. Yeah, I definitely see
She's in the
that.
gnomes.
Yeah.
And
Yep, that's the gnome, sunglasses, her hair coming down, and snowflakes, and I guess it's still flowers kind of oh, that's sunflowers behind her. Peaceful
sunflowers
day.
behind her.
That's her shoes sticking out by the peace sign.
Yep.
Cool.
Sure is
Very
a whole
nice.
lot of snowflakes on there.
Yeah. Very nice.
I like that. That's pretty cool.
Cooking Pascagoula style. That's right.
Flowers, you got wristbands on. Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, it is cool.
Colorful for that's for sure.
Mm-hmm. Heck yeah.
Catch back up here. I gotta go. Des new avatar is legit.
Guess we can call it around 10 o'clock, huh?
Yeah.
Give us
Works
another
for me.
15, 17 minutes.
Let me get another beer.
All right. My eyeballs are floating. I had to go take care of it. That's because the peace sign was blocking the panties. Her legs are. Never mind. Just my observation. That's all. Yeah, I actually did look into that, Simon, one time. That channel I follow, them homesteaders. What is it called? Appalachian Modern Days in Appalachian Ways. I commented on her video says because she kept saying I got my cookbook out and I ordered one. I got it. It's right up here in his cabinet. And I said, "Who did you go through to do that?" And she told me, but I can't remember now. And I was actually looking into it serious, you know, at that time, but just one of them things I never seemed to find time to do, you know. And it wouldn't be a very big one. It'd probably be 100. Like I said, I can go through my videos and tell the really good ones out of all the stuff I did, but I would probably do 100 recipes, a book that would hold 100 in my best recipes, you know.
Yeah.
if I were to do it. I can write the recipe itself out. It's just all the other stuff, the publishing, the how to put it all together in an actual book format and all that. You got to pay these people to actually produce the book. I think
Well,
Amazon would have it. Yeah, I think they do. I think that might be who she went through. I looked into what she had told me, but it's been so long now. It's been a couple of years. I done forgot. But
if you got someone like Amazon in there,
yeah,
how much
Greg
people take of it?
Mervich has done a few cookbooks, but it was done through people. And I did have somebody reach out to me one time, but I missed it. I barely missed it. But it was stuff they wanted you to do it on. Like Greg has got one on sous vide cooking, and you see very little sous vide cooking on his channel, if any. Very little. But that's what they wanted the book on. So he probably had to write all them recipes just for that book. I would want to publish my own book and not somebody else's idea. And not just on one thing, not just seafood, not just barbecue, but like my top 100 recipes, or top 50 even.
Well, I'm surprised they even want a book like that.
Be worth $12 for like a little small 50 recipes, whatever. I don't know. Or I can do 100 and get a little bit more. Get $19.95. But wait, act now, and you'll get no. Yeah, I've been asked that, man, ever since I've had my channel, and I guess I should have took it more serious. There's some people like Pitmaster X, man. He's got big old hardbound Guga too. They got them big old hardbound cookbooks. I'm like, geez, but they had help with that. You can bet. That was some bucks right there to get that done.
Mr. Make It Right and I can't remember the other guy named Races Cars also. Big YouTube channel. Races Cars.
He cooks?
Yeah.
Races cars.
I think he's from the Virginia area.
I don't know.
AB? AB? Is it AB?
Not cooking with AB, I know.
Right.
The black guy.
Yeah, black guy. I think it's what I'm thinking about.
He's in California.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But they have cookbooks out.
Oh, I'm sure. That guy is huge now, How, I don't know, but he is. No offense to anybody that follows him, but
that guy that Mr. Make It Right or Mr. Make It Right or something like that.
Yeah.
He was actually into I was in Walmart, really.
Yeah,
he's a younger guy that was into marketing.
Yeah.
And he started this I don't know what you call the damn things, where like a chat or something like that. Whatever the proper name is, I don't know, and it built up to like thousands and thousands and tens of thousands and 20s of thousands of members that were in this chat. And all of a sudden he said he opened up a YouTube channel and started dropping recipes and had all them people follow him. And he blew up like overnight. AB used to call him his cousin or his nephew. I'm sorry, his nephew.
Yeah. I remember when he first started YouTube, and it was kind of funny because it was grilling and chilling or whatever with AB. But it was months before he did the first outdoor cook. It was all indoor stuff, But yeah, it's mystery to me how he blew up so big. I was like, geez.
Yeah, the one Lep doesn't like.
Who's that? AB?
Quint said that Kent has a trophy from AB, and I said, "Yeah, it's the one that Lep does
not." Yeah, yeah. He opened up a restaurant and all kind of stuff. I think after his channel blew up.
I don't know why I thought he lived in Virginia.
No, neither. he's done a little bit of Cajun cooking and stuff, kind of from my region. And I'm sitting there like, how in the hell do you know anything about Cajun cooking? But find out he's got relatives and stuff in different states.
Yeah, he was team. What's up, Tom? He was had that guy, um, Pat Neely, that used to have a cooking network channel on the Food Network. Him and his wife, the Neelys, had a cooking channel, and then they split up. And AB, I think it was AB and Pat Neely, they start teaming up a little bit and get together and doing some cooks.
I don't know. I don't follow him. I mean, I've seen a few of his videos, but I'll be honest with you, I don't watch many cooking videos at all anymore. Not like I used to. Mainly people that I'm kind of associated with and friends with. That's who I really pay attention to the most. Support them,
I don't know what you can do. I mean, Skinner Farms and more, or Skinner Farms and barbecue.
Was he wanting to change his name?
He's thinking. He said this a week or two ago that he wanted to get him start pushing some more cooks.
I've gotten to the point. I really don't think it matters what you name your channel, because certain videos hit and just go out there. And the reason I say that, I'm Smoky Ribs Barbecue, and I did a video one time on my kayak. I walked around. It had nothing to do with barbecue. Didn't have nothing to do with cooking. That video did pretty well, to the tune of 250,000 views. And it's like, it didn't matter that I was, nobody has ever said anything. It's just certain videos get fed to people, and I don't think half of them even read the channel name. They just, what I'm saying? Just the video itself is what goes out there. I don't think it really matters, but I get it. I've always said the same thing. I hate that I boxed myself into Smoky Ribs Barbecue, and I actually changed it one time. Smoky Ribs Barbecue and Southern Cuisine. Then I come back a year or two later. So that's too long. I'm going back to Smoky Ribs Barbecue. And what happened when I changed my name, I was already verified with that little check mark. I lost my check mark when I changed my name. So I had to go back again and apply to be re-verified. And it took them a while. It took them like another 2 years to put that check mark by me again. That's like, I won't do that again.
Really? 2 years?
Something like that. It took a while. Maybe not that long. Maybe a year. Longer than what it should have. Longer than what it did the first time.
Yeah, Josh is a grandpappy.
Okay.
Because you start thinking about doing some more cooking content.
Yeah, I would just throw it on there. I wouldn't worry about your name. Just focus on the video. Good video, it'll get out there.
He used to do Blackstone cookings when I remember seeing him.
Yeah.
Then I think I think he does have a pellet grill, but I remember mostly the ones I remember the Blackstones.
Yeah. Yep. What you eating, Lance? Chips?
Some potato chips.
Potato chips.
Yeah.
I ate some earlier. Trina bought some ruffled chips and French onion dip. That's twice she bought that in 1 week. I'm like, you gotta quit buying this junk. Golly, I ain't gonna be able to fit through my own door. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Your name kind of fits it. If you do a little bit of everything, you can show farm work. You can show working on farm equipment. You can cook. You can do whatever. You hadn't really boxed yourself in with that name. I wouldn't change it. But that's just me. That's kind of like T. Roy Cooks. You know, he went many years before he changed it to T. Roy Cooks. Before that, it was Space Cowboy TX. That was his
What?
channel name. Yeah, Space Cow. And if you go back far enough through his videos, you'll see where he played with remote control airplanes and all kind of stuff that had nothing to do with cooking. It was just Space Cowboy TX. But then he got real serious about it and went all head into cooking, and then he changed it to T. Roy Cooks. Troy is his name, and started blowing up after that. Well, he blew up when that one video went viral. That man, that put like 100,000 subs up under his belt and a lot of views.
I said he's a grandfather now, but that's almost a year ago already. Jeez.
He was doing a little bit of content not long ago, but I hadn't seen nothing from him in a while. Troy?
Yeah. I was in a live just the other night, and Rob, homeowner
Mhm.
Rob,
Mm-hmm.
he came in there, and he was saying something about there's a possibility of him and Troy getting things going again between the two of them.
The lives? Yeah.
Doing a couple. I don't know if they're going to do a bunch of them, but do a
Yeah.
couple of them again.
Okay. Yeah, he got that new Lone Star Grills offset. I think it was offset he got. And he did a video on that, and I think that's the last time I've seen him on YouTube. You know, he made that move, and you didn't hear nothing from him for over a year, I know. Then he come out with 4, 5, maybe 6 videos, and boom, nothing. Maybe he's just done with it. He's like me, man. Been doing this a long time.
You know, who I haven't seen do videos, it was, or maybe he's cut back, or maybe it's YouTube, is Rye.
Right, I still see him posting. Now he had some health issues, and it kind of slowed him down. But he's back. He's come a long way with his channels too. He's pretty much neck and neck with me now, or close to it.
Yeah, but
As
he had
far as
all that. Was he a writer or something like that? Isn't that his profession? He writes books or films or something like that.
oh, he writes novels, but they actually produced 2 movies based on his novels. One of them was The Knowing with Nicolas Cage, and the other one was the movie Mercury Rising with I said it just the other night. We were talking about this. Bruce Willis, and he was actually on set and everything. But if you watch them movies, he's in the credits. Ryan Pearson is his.
All right.
Yeah, I sure will, Josh. I got your text. Yeah, Rob Pearson or Ryan Pearson. Rise for short, I guess, for Ryan. That's pretty cool, though. When he used to do them lives, remember he had a Saturday live he did every Saturday. I watched every one of them, and he had them posters behind him of the movies, you know, and stuff that he actually did their novels on, that they based the movie on.
Well, is his wife does something similar or something like that?
I don't know about her. I couldn't tell you, but I know what he does. I don't know if he still writes novels now or not. I'm sure he does, probably. But he's in the right place if you're gonna get in the movies out there in California.
Yeah.
But he's met all them actors because, like I said, he was on. And I thought, you know, and I asked him one time, I'm like, man, you do really good video work with all these different cameras. I said, I'm sure you learned a lot being on these movie sets. He goes, nope. Yeah, I didn't learn nothing from that. And nobody taught me anything. He goes, I just learned it like anybody else, just like you did. Just picked it up and, you know, started learning it. I'm like, okay. But I figure being around shooting movies with all the fancy cameras and directors and producers and all that, you'd pick up something, you know. Whole different world from what we do.
Yeah, right. Well, that's like the drill sergeant. He has
Mhm.
some type of a background of producing films or something when he was
He
in college.
does. He does. He did more like Jeff told me this. I think he did more like graphic designing. You know, like the thumbnails. He's really good at that kind of stuff. It wasn't really the video itself or anything, but he's pretty good at it. He's real good. I was watching one of his videos one day, and he threw his arms up and he shot straight up like Superman. Like, how in the hell did he do that? Yeah, I'm like, damn, that was cool. And I got to think about how would I mimic that just to know. And I think I kind of figured it out. But yeah, he left the ground and shot straight up like Superman. I'm
All
like,
right.
that is, yeah. So that is so freaking cool. That was a cool effect. Yeah.
He
Well,
used to do
man,
live a lot.
it's 10:01. I think I'm ready to call it a night. I'm gonna go make me some ramen and chill out for maybe another 30 minutes or so. Then I'm gonna hit the hay.
Okay. I much appreciate it.
Yeah, I appreciate you inviting me on. Now that we got that out of the way, I'll be back next Sunday. Hopefully I'm here next Sunday.
I'm sure you will be.
Yeah.
All right, chat. As usual, we thank all y'all for coming in. We enjoyed your company. And Russ, thank you again for doing
Yeah,
that
man.
sort of kind of interview thing. But I know what you're saying. You're always here, but I just wanted to
Yeah, that's cool.
bring
Yeah.
your name out front and center for once. But
All I got to say is love, peace, and chicken grease. No,
maybe we can get Uncle Steve has given us the go ahead. So I'm gonna reach out to him and see if he still wants to do next month. And have maybe Uncle Steve come June.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Yeah. All right, people.
Maybe get Fire Cups on here, Anthony.
I don't think Anthony would come on here. I don't think he would.
You don't?
I've
think
never asked him, but I don't think he would.
I bet he would if you ask him. But okay. All right. Later, guys.
All right. See y'all later. All right.
Later. Night.